potentially in a way whereby I could package this up and someone else can do it very easily and literally press buttons to do a thing. And thank you for the follow there, Claire Beware. Also, Cookie Muggy, thank you for the gifted sub to Dupless earlier. That's greatly appreciated, both to Dupless and also to myself. Thank you, very generous. And yes, there is a cat here. Trioda, welcome Trioda. And yes, hello, this is Whiskers. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing today, Whiskers? Getting in the way again, are you? Getting in the way, are you again? Such love of brass, absolutely. Where are you going, Whiskers? Where are you going? I don't know where you're going. Right. Yeah, okay. I'm going to put you down here. Not put you down there. Put you down out the way so that you don't get in the way. Imagine if we were doing 1 vs 1, we would have more players than bots. At the moment, probably yes. So, I'm going to open up the lobby, and as I say, there is a new feature to the lobby. So, once your name is listed in, you can then start to use channel points to set your name, set your occupation and location, which will then appear in the intro sequence in the game. So, if you wanted to give yourself a nice fictitious occupation, fictitious location, you're more than welcome to do that. It will cost you some channel points to do. So this is the first channel points integration I've done. It seemed to work in my initial test. Hopefully it should work for you, and hopefully it's not at a completely ridiculous price as well. So those that are new here should be able to spend some points on at least one of the elements. They don't have to be fictitious. You can be completely honest if you want catnip. It's just that this being a very public thing, I would be careful about giving public details unnecessarily. So it's entirely your decision if you want to give your own profession or not. It's your prerogative if you end up leaking your own details on my system. That's all. Again, wait, Natter, until you get in the lobby. There's no point in... Otherwise, you're wasting points at the moment. Wait until we actually get into the lobby, and then it will actually take them. It doesn't indicate that it does take them, but it will take them, in theory. All right, we're going to open up the lobby. And... Where is the button? Where is the button to do the lobby? Open up the lobby, and... Oh, no, wait, hang on. Yes, I've added leaderboard sequencing on this now. So, eventually, when we've got enough games played, there will be leaderboard entries. So these will be the top 15 slots. So if we ended up playing a total of 60 games of 15 to 1, because they have 59 games plus one grand final, then theoretically I could use this proper leaderboard. And they're all in alignment. I know, they're on the nice diagonal. The only problem is that it's 15 of them, not 16, because obviously 15 to 1. So there's that odd one at the bottom. But anyway, yeah, that's what they used to do, Diamond, is that one full series would be 60 episodes in total, 59 episodes regular, and then one grand final. So, yeah, and assuming you have 15 winners. Well, that's the problem in our case, is that you have to be, that's another thing. All right, lobby is now open. So enter into lobby first, TVXZ. And then once you are actually listed, you can then start claiming points to set your occupation and set your location. Again, it won't display on screen yet what they are, but it will. Bloody hellfire, this bot is backed up. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people doing things that the entire bot has just has backed up a bit. Okay. Well, we'll see how this can handle it. Because it's taking forever doing stuff. Make the leaderboard left, right. Maybe. I don't know. It's definitely being stress tested at the moment because it's struggling to do anything. It's struggling to get profile pictures, which is a bit irritating. Because I think it's just a case of that there were so many messages coming in at once. There we go, it's now catching up. There were so many messages coming in at once that it actually was throttling my bot, so that it couldn't do any other requests. But it's finally caught up now. So now it seems to have woken up. Again, enter in the lobby, TVXZ, if you want to be picked. It will pick only 15 of you to play the game. However, there is a preference system in place now. So if you manage to get in to play a game of 15 to 1, then you will get a game added to a game count added to your list locally. So then when it comes to the next play round, if you've already had a game, then you have a lower priority than other players that haven't played yet. So the theory is that then everyone gets an equal number of turns over time, as it were. And it's done by count, so that it instead of it being like a full exclusion system like Ben's has with Blockbusters, mine, it keeps rolling over the count. So once everyone that has played has then played one game, then it just goes, all right, I'll keep picking, and then adds to a second game, adds to the third game. Just keep going like that. I mean, in true 15-to-1 fashion, it would be just 3 games, but that's going to screw things up. Because we don't have that many players to play with yet. Despite it being, we've got 56 viewers right now. We've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 42 players in the lobby at the moment. We don't have that. But yeah, anyway. Also, to give more people more chances to play as well. All seems to be working okay, though. Fingers crossed. And there are a lot of new things I've added since the last test as well. Like I see that the lobby is now spaced slightly differently, so I can put more names on it. And also there's a second sequence where it actually shows you who gets picked for the game. Is this 15-to-1 or 50-to-1? I don't know. I was half tempted to maybe do an Uber version of this with X-to-1, but that means that the round 2 just ends up being ridiculously long. Even the Millennium special of 25-to-1 was ridiculously long, so I don't want to go that far. Yeah, I could almost do 25-to-1, but as I say, it will take forever, Matt. I think the actual broadcasted episode of the 25-to-1 special of 15-to-1 Millennium Edition was like an hour and a half episode. So yeah, imagine that. But the problem is that is edited time. I don't have the luxury of edited time in live play, so good luck. I'll nominate player 564,901. Yeah, I think so. Oh, also, actually, just realised the Millennium Edition also changed the lives. They had 5 lives in that version, I think, as well, which is why it also was longer. Something like that, anyway. There was, 25 podiums, and it was a 5 live system, I think. It was an extended edition. It was only the one-off on the Millennium Edition. That's all I can remember. This is different. This is just standard. 3 lives. You lose your 3 lives, you're out. Apart from round 1, there is the special rule of if you get both of your questions wrong, then you're out. Everyone was allowed to answer 5 questions and no more. Oh, that was it, scorecard. Thank you. Sorry, that's what I was. That's what where the 5 came in. I forgot about that. Okay, so I think we're going to get started with this first game. Also, for those keeping along track with what I was saying on Discord about where I'm going to get the questions, literally only an hour ago, I managed to put in the order for the 1,000 questions from that website. I haven't got them, so I'm still using Open Trivia Database at the moment to fill the questions, but the plan is to be able to use that bank of 1,000 questions for rounds 1 and 2, and then hours for round 3. I haven't added in hours for round 3 yet, but it's a thing to add in, so more things to implement. So, do we have a selection of categories? Yeah, it's just a general mix. For this, it's a general mix, apart from I've removed all the ones from Open Trivia Database that are just heavily skewed difficulties. So things like anime and manga, video games, I think also board games as well. Those are removed because their difficulty is just way skewed the wrong way. So those are out, but everything else should be in. So I think when I actually looked, there are something like 1,200 questions that we can use from Open Trivia Database that meet those criteria and also are easy or medium. Because I didn't want hard questions in this either. Okay, let's pick the players, and we'll find out who's going to play this first game of 15-to-1. There we go. So our 15 players this time round will be those listed right now. Everyone else, you're going to be sitting out, but you will have high preference on the next pass round. So, I'm now going to hand it over to my announcer text-to-speech, and let us play 15-to-1.
Nato IKH from Ireland. Jack Wilfred from Moldova. Samsta Sinsta from Uzbekistan. Connor M27 from somewhere. Elias Thipandar from the internet. Private legend from Takello Latu Del Police. It's Sergeant Del Sol Storm Vision from Globe showing America. Conoco __ Coopsa from Shadow Main PX41 from Inc. 90K43 from a bedroom somewhere north of London. Desarino from Scotland. Right cheese from non-careful Pinjo Gojo Pipe from City Isle of Bardock. From Mozambique. KA_7TH from and Ape Monkey from Earth.
From Earth.
All here to play Twitch plays 15-1. Introduced by William G. Stewart.
Thank you for all of those place names and occupations. They were just hilarious. And thank you for the Who did someone put a flag in as their location? Because it actually tried to pass the emoji as flag of country, but it didn't quite say the country name. I didn't see your occupation. It was a globe emoji. Oh, right. Oh, thank you, Storm Vision. Anyway, so hello there, William G. Stewart. Just still, again, hovering as always. So this is round number 1. Everyone will get 2 questions in turn. Your objective is to get at least one of them right. If you get both questions wrong, you are out. If you get at least one right, then you will advance to round number 2. If you get a question wrong, you lose a life. So it's preferable to keep your lives intact. So try your best to get your right answer. And to answer the question, you just message into public chat when it is your time. And I will verify or deny the answer based off of what you say. So, without further ado, let's play 15-1. And we go to podium number 1, which is Natter IKH. And here is your question, Natter. In which fast food chain can you order a Jamocha shake? In which fast food chain can you order a Jamocha shake? Five Guys. No, it's Arby's, I'm afraid. You're going to lose a life. We move on to Jack Wilfred. Doctor Who star David Tennant performed in a rendition of which Shakespearean play? Doctor Who star David Tennant performed in a rendition of which Shakespearean play? Hamlet is correct. Move on to Samster Samster. In what year did Kentucky become the 15th state to join the Union? In what year? 1887? No, 1792. Going to lose a life. We move on to Connor. Which 90s comedy cult classic features cameos appearances from Meat Loaf, Alice Cooper, and Chris Farley? Which 90s comedy cult classic features cameos appearance from Meat Loaf, Alice Cooper, and Chris Farley? Rocky Horror Picture Show? No, Wayne's World is the answer we're looking for. Losing life. We move on to Elias the Panda. Which former Star Trek actor directed 3 Men and a Baby? 1987. Which former Star Trek actor? Nimoy. Len Nimoy, I will accept as a correct answer. We move on to Clive of Legend. Which Shakespeare play inspired the musical West Side Story? Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet is correct. We move on to Storm Vision. The Japanese district Akihabara is also known by what nickname? Thank you for the follow there, Paulister. No clue. Electric Town. Electric Town, Akiba. Gonna lose a life. We move on to Konoko the Koopa. When was Nintendo founded? Nice simple question. But can you remember the year? 1998. No. 100 years at least behind that. 1889 was the year we're going to look for. Lose a life. We move on to Shadowmane. Shadowmane. What colour is the female blackbird? I'm going to say blue. No. Brown is the female blackbird's colour. We move on to Line TK. What is the area of a circle with a diameter of 20 inches if pi is equal to 3.1415? Wow, just a straight up math question. I'll give you some leeway. You don't have to be completely accurate. Out of time though, 314.15 inches was actually what we looked for. Out of time though, so lose a life. We move on to Dazzarino. Dazzarino, which car tyre manufacturer is famous for its P0 line? Which car tyre manufacturer is famous for its P0 line? Any clues, Daz? It's worth a guess. No answer. Pirelli is what we're looking for. Pirelli, very familiar in Formula 1 these days. Moving on to Egg Fried Cheese. Your question. What animal is featured on the cover of English electronic music group The Prodigy's album, The Fat of the Land? What animal? Sheep. No, it's a crab. That's what we're looking for. Losing life. We move on to the Lupine one. Who became Prime Minister of the United Kingdom in July 2016? Who became PM? It was Theresa May, absolutely. We're moving on to Carl VII. In the show Stranger Things, what is Eleven's favourite breakfast food? In the show Stranger Things, what is Eleven's favourite breakfast food? Any guesses? Bacon? Eggo waffles is what we're looking for. We're going to lose a life, and we move on finally to 8 Minky. What was the name of singer Frank Ocean's second studio album, which was released in August 20th, 2016? Orange. Oh, not quite. Blonde is the answer actually looking for, but you were right going down the colour route. That's the end of the first pass. So these players, Natter, Samster, Connor, Stormvision, Kanoko the Cooper, Shadowmane, Line TK, Daz, Egg, Car7th and 8 Minky. You've got to be careful. Don't get a second question wrong, otherwise you will be eliminated. Everyone else, you are safe, but you might as well maintain your 3 lives if you can. So, second pass down the line, back again to Natter at number 1. If you're all ready, here we go again. Natter, your question. What actor portrays Hogan Washburn in the TV show Firefly? What actor portrays Hogan Washburn in the TV show Firefly? Nathan. No, Alan Tudyk, I'm afraid, and that's going to be a second question wrong, and you are out. You're going to have to sit out. Moving on to Jack Wilfred. Your question, what colour or colour is a polar bear's skin? What colour or colour is a polar bear's skin? Worth a guess if you don't know. You have 3 lives intact. Black is correct. Moving on to Samster. Which team were the 2015 to 2016 NBA champions? Who are the NBA champions 2015-2016? Any guesses? No, out of time. Cleveland Cavaliers is what we're looking for, and you are out of the lives. You're going to have to sit out. Moving on to Connor. How many time zones does China have? How many time zones does China have? 1 is correct. Yes, it is just 1 time zone for the entire country, even though it spans like 3 of them. Maybe even 4 of them. We're moving on to the Panda. In the original Star Trek TV series, what was Captain James T. Kirk's middle name? Tiberius is correct. We're moving on to Clive of Legend. In which city did American rap producer DJ Khaled originate from? Yeah, double Star Trek for Panda there. Chicago. Miami was the answer you were looking for. I'm afraid Clive loses life, but you are still in. Moving on to Storm Vision. What is the German word for spoon? It's 5, is etc. Right. I was underestimating. What's the German word for spoon? Difficult question, I guess. Any clues, Storm Vision? No, out of time. Löffel, or the spoon, if you for anything else. That's your last lives gone there, Storm Vision. You're going to have to sit out. Moving on to Kanoko the Cooper. Your question. In the 1995 film Balto, who are Steele's accomplices? Yes, they are words. Dogs. Caltag, Nikki, and Star is actually what we were looking for, not dogs. Unless anyone can verify that they are called dogs. Are they dogs? Can anyone verify that for me? Because I would accept dogs because it didn't say what are the names of the accomplices. And thank you for the follow there, Daniel Biel. Anyone give me some information? I mean, accomplices in this case, I'm guessing, are just human names. But if they are dogs, I will give it, because you've specifically come out of nowhere with the word dogs. So we'll give it, if they are actually dogs. Film loosely based on a true story about the dog of the same name helps save children. They are sled dogs. Contact is a dog. All right, well, I'm going to accept them as dogs then. Kanoko, you are correct. We will take that. We're moving on to Charlemagne, your question. In golf, what name is given to a hole score of 2 under par? Eagle is correct. Moving on to Lion TK. Which infamous European traitor was known as the last person to enter Parliament with honest intentions? Guy Fawkes is correct. Dazarino, your question. What is the collective noun for a group of crows? Oh, sorry about that, Toad Boy. It's not a valid. It's a blacklisted domain. You say flock. No, murder is the answer you're looking for. That's the collective noun. So you're going to lose your last life there, Desiree. You're going to have to sit out. Egg, your question. The HBO series Game of Thrones is based on which series of books? Which series of books is it? Ben goes on about them all the time. Out of time. A Song of Ice and Fire was what we were looking for there, and that's your last lives gone. Egg, you have to sit out. Lupine 1, your question. Which director directed the movie Pan's Labyrinth? Which director directed the movie Pan's Labyrinth? Guillermo del Toro is correct. Moving on to car 7th. Who developed the first successful polio vaccine in the 1950s? Who developed the first successful polio vaccine in the 50s? Fleming. No. Jonas Salk, you're thinking of, I think, penicillin possibly. We'll lose the last of your lines, car 7th, and we move finally to 8 Minky. What is the zodiac symbol for Gemini? Twins is correct. And that's the end of the first round.
6 down, 9 to go. And those eliminated are Nato IKH, Samster Sunster, Storm Vision, Desarino, Egg Fried Cheese, and KA_7TH. Of the remaining 9 contestants, 3 still have their 3 lives intact.
Applause, 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 applause. I had to do this. I had to do that extra element as well. All right, there we go. So Jack, Wilfred, Panda and Looping 1 have the advantage with 3 lives still intact going into round number 2. Round number 2 is, we start off from the left-hand side going round. So I think we'll be starting off with podium number 2 of Jack Wilfred. As soon as someone gives a correct answer, then it is nominating from that point onwards until we only have 3 players left. To nominate a player, when it is activated to do so, you just need to give the podium number of the player you need to pass to. So in this case, if you wanted to pass off to 8 Minky, you would just give the number 15 in chat when it is your time to nominate. That makes sense, I think. Let's move on to round number 2. I hope we're going to get a lecture on the Elgin marbles for the... Okay, so Jack Wilfred, we go to you. Podium number 2. Here is your question. The first rule is you don't talk about it as a reference to which movie? Yes, get your question right first and then you nominate. Fight Club is correct. So you have control. Please pick a number to nominate to. Go to number 13, the Lupine 1. Your question. Which Las Vegas casino was originally constructed and operated by mobster Bugsy Siegel? The Bellagio. No, it's the Flamingo. Going to lose a life. And Jack Wilfred, you still have control. Please nominate another player. Please pick another number. It's a good guess, though. Number 5. Panda, your question. Which Greek and Roman god was known as the god of music, truth and prophecy, healing, the sun and light, plague, poetry, and even more? Which Greek and Roman god? Any clues? Apollo is correct. You now have control. Please pick a number. It is a lot, Drahuska, yes, and even more. It just ended the question with even more. Going to number 10, Lion TK. What was the name of Marilyn Monroe's first husband? No clue. James Doherty was the answer we're looking for. Panda, you still have control. Please pick another number. Going to number 6 of Clive. Which country is hosting the 2022 FIFA World Cup, as it currently stands when this question was written? Qatar is correct. You now have control. Please pick a number. Going to number 2, Jack Wilfred. Over to you. Under what pseudonym did Stephen King publish 5 novels between 1977 and 1984? Any clues, Jack Wilfred? Keith. Richard Barkerman was the answer you're looking for. Going to lose a life. No, Clive, you're still in control. Please pick a number. Go to number 9, Shadowmane, your question. What is the name of the 2016 studio album by the French electronic music duo Justice? Any guesses, Shadowmane? La Majesté. No, it's just Woman is the answer. You're down to 1 life. And Clive, you're still in control. Please pick another number. Go to number 5, Panda again. Who won Big Brother 2014 UK? Nope. Don't blame me, Panda. Helen Wood. Helen Wood is the answer. Going to lose a life. Back to Clive Legend. Another number, please. Go to number 15, 8 Minky. Which iconic Disneyland attraction was closed in 2017 to be remodelled as Guardians of the Galaxy themed ride? There was a lot of uproar about it. Wee! No, it's Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. But you kind of do go wee when not that wee, the other wee, that wee, when you go up and down in the lift shaft. Gonna lose life. Back to you, Clive Legend, for under the number, please. Go to number 8, Kanoko. Your question: from which country did the song Gangnam Style originate from? I mean, for some people, maybe you would go with the other wee as well. South Korea is correct, Kanoko. You now have control. Please pick a number. Going to number 4, Connor. Your question: according to the BBPA, what is the most common pub name in the UK? The BBPA. Lots of plosives in there. What is the most common pub name in the UK? Any clues? Out of time, no answer. Red Line is what we're looking for. Red Line, you're down to 1 life. Kanoko, you're still in control. Please pick another number. We still have 9 players in. We need to knock out 6 more. Back to Jack Wilfred at number 2. Irish musician Hosier released a music track in 2013 titled Take Me to Church is correct. You now have control. Please pick a number. I gave you a bit of a hint of 6 letters as well. That's interesting. Go to number 15, 8 Minky. Your question: which Louis was known as the Sun King of France? Or Louis, maybe. Louis the 14th. Louis the 14th is correct. We now go to 8 Minky. You have control. Please pick a number. Number 8, back to Kanoko. Your question: who is the lead singer of Pearl Jam? Who is the lead singer of Pearl Jam? James. Maybe. Eddie Vedder was the answer we're looking for. Still got 1 life, though. 8 Mickey, back to you. Another number, please. Going to number 6, Clive. According to Japanese folklore, what is the favourite food of the kappa? Cucumber is correct. Absolutely. You now have control. A number, please. Going to number 9, Shadowmane. Your question: in Star Trek The Next Generation, what is the name of Data's cat? What's the name of Data's cat? Orion. It's a good idea, but no. Spot, apparently, is the answer. That's the last of your life. You are out. Back to Clive. Another number, please. Number 4, Connor. Your question: in Back to the Future Part 2, Marty and Dr. Emmett Brown go to which future date? In Part 2 specifically. Which future date do they go to? Bloody hell, absolutely perfect on the nose there, Connor, correct. You have control. Please pick a number. Going to number 8, Kanoko. Your question: which actress married Michael Douglas in 2000? Angelina. No. Catherine Zeta-Jones. That's the last of your lives. You are out. Back to Connor. Another number, please. It was a future date from their present in that particular film. Which country will host? Yes, Qatar. Wow. Why did that one come around again? I thought I marked that as used. We have marked that as used. How the hell's that come around again? Unless that question is listed multiple times in this trivia database. Because it's definitely saving, and I'm going to just debug and make certain that it is marking these questions as used. Yes, it is. Qatar? Which country is hosting? Yeah. There's duplicate questions. They're written slightly differently, but there are duplicate questions. It's not actually a repeat, it's different questions that have appeared. First one was, which country is hosting the 2022 FIFA World Cup? And this one is, which country will host the 2022 FIFA World Cup? So my system is working okay. Panic ye not. Panic ye not. It's just, they just don't remember what questions they proved. So, Lion, you have control. Please pick a number. Yeah. 8 Mickey, your question: where does water from Poland Spring water bottles come from? Where does water from Poland Spring water bottles come from? The Poland Spring, it's from Maine, USA. That's the last of your lives, Ape. And 90k, back to you again. Another number, please. We have 6 players in still. We need to knock out 3 more. Clive, back to you. Which country had an orange revolution between 2004 and 2005? Egypt. No, it's Ukraine. You're down to 1 life. You're still in, though. And Lion, please pick another number. Going to number 4. Connor, your question. What is the official name of the star located closest to the North Celestial Pole? What's the official name of the star located closest to the North Celestial Pole? Northern Star. Official name is Polaris, I'm afraid. That's the last of your lives, so you're going to have to sit out now. And back to Lion TK. Number 2, going to Jack Wilfred. What year was Red Hot Chili Peppers' album Californication released? What year was Californication released? 82, no, 1999. Gonna lose a life. You're down to one life now. You're still in play though. 90k, another number, please. Need to knock out 2 more players. Clive, back to you. What stage of development do the majority of eukaryotic cells remain in for the most of their life? I cannot say that word. What stage of development do the majority of those cells remain in for the most of their life? Nah. Interphase was the word we were looking for. That's the last of your lives. You are out, Clive. Back to you, 90k. Nominated to Lupine. We need to knock out 1 more player. Which company designed the Betamax video cassette format? Or Betamax, depending on how you want to say it. Which company designed them? Sony is correct. You now have control, Lupine. Please pick a number. Going to number 2, Jack Wilfred. Which best-selling toy of 1983 caused hysteria, resulting in riots breaking out in stores? Which best-selling toy of 83 caused hysteria? Saying the Rubik's Cube. No, it's Cabbage Patch Kids, I'm afraid. And that is the end of round number 2. We have 3 players left. 12 down, 3 to go. And we have Panda, 90k, and Looping 1 to enter into the final round. This is where, on the TV show, they would go to ad break. I don't have the ad break currently in Twitch, although I could technically press the run 60-second ad break button. I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to go straight into round number 3, which is the 15-1 final.
The 3 surviving contestants in today's 15-1 final are Elias Dipender, a semi-professional point waster from the internet, Lion TK43, a student studying computer science from a bedroom somewhere north of London, and the Lupine One, an adrenaline junkie from Mozambique.
So yeah, I had to get that in as well because I had the text to speech. I was like, right, we're just going to overdo the text to speech until everything, just to get everything working. So here are into the 15-1 final. We carry over the lives that you had left from the round 2, and then you carry out points here, and we reset your lives to 3. It's not necessarily about having the most points in this round. It's surviving the game. Whoever survives to the end then can potentially win the game. If you're the last player, then you're going to win. So do score highly, but be careful about your lives, because if you do lose all your lives, you are out. Unless, of course, you're the last one out. Then you do win anyway. All right, and there are no entrants on the leaderboard, so you have no target score, but it's always good to go and aim high if you can. To start with, we have questions on the buzzer. To buzz, you just use exclamation marks in chat. Use anything from 1 to 5 exclamation marks in your message. The reason for that is that you can use different numbers of exclamation marks successively so that Twitch doesn't stop you from spamming, as it were. And then once you have buzzed and you have been picked as the buzzed player, then you have 8 seconds to type your answer. 3 correct answers then gives you control of the game, and it is question or nominate from that point onwards until things happen. If you knock yourself out while in control, then we go to a buzz-in question to regain control, and we keep going until we either lose all the lives or we use all 40 questions in the final. So if you are all ready, let's play the 15-1 final. And we start off with questions on the buzzer, so fingers on buzzers. Here is your first question. Who directed the 2015 movie The Revenant? Who directed The Revenant? Anyone going to buzz for this one? Doesn't look like it. May have been a famous actor, but no, not the one that directed it. Alejandro G. Inarritu was the answer we were looking for. Never mind. Let's see another question. Here's another buzz-in question. Who was the first Chancellor of a united Germany in 1871? Who was the first Chancellor of a united Germany in 1871? Another difficult question to start with. Anyone chancing it? Doesn't look like it. Otto von Bismarck was the answer we were looking for. Never mind, here comes another question. Which company developed the HoloLens? Looping 1, an answer please. Microsoft is correct. Another buzzing question. Who is the main character in the show Burn Notice? Who is the main character in the show Burn Notice? Someone on fire. Anyone chancing this one? Not 3 consecutive, just 3 correct answers. No, Michael Weston. It's not Keith either, Jack Wilfridge. Just 3 correct answers gets you controlled, not consecutive. Never mind, here comes another question. Who is the only US president to be elected 4 times, Panda? Quickly. No, not enough time. Franklin Roosevelt. He did not answer in time. Gonna buzz you out there. Unless it managed to block you from saying the other message. I don't know. That's very strange that you would buzz in so quickly and then not answer. Is everything okay, Panda? Stupid. Shoot. Yeah. That happens. I hate it. Sorry about that, Panda, but you do lose a life for failing to answer. Here comes another buzzing question. Which time signature is commonly known as cut time? I'll give you benefit of the doubt if you don't format it properly. Which time signature is commonly known as cut time? Anyone chancing this? Doesn't look like it. No, 2-2. 2-2. Common time is 4:40. You cut that in half, it goes to 2-2. Here comes another question. Who was the British Prime Minister at the outbreak of the Second World War? Not quite, Jack. Not quite. 2-2 it indicates double speed anyway. Looping 1. You have a popped out chat. That should help. Neville Chamberlain is correct. You've got 2 correct answers. You need 1 more to gain control. Here's another buzzing question. EDM record label Monster Cat is based in which country? Where's Monster Cat based? Panda. What would you like to go for? Sweden? No, it's Canada, I'm afraid. That's the second your life's gone. Be careful. Don't want to lose that 3rd one. Here comes another question. The Los Angeles Dodgers were originally from what US city, Lupine? Brooklyn is correct, and you now have control. Question or nominate? And in this case, you just need to nominate with the name of the player or say question if you want to take a question. Going to the Panda. Your question, Panda. In Jurassic World, what is the name of the dinosaur that is a genetic hybrid? In Jurassic World. Do you think he saw us? Velociraptor. No, it's the Indominus Rex, I'm afraid. And that's going to be goodbye. Back to you, Looping 1. Question or nominate? Taking a question. Okay, here is your question. What part of an automobile engine uses lobes to open and close intake and exhaust valves and allows an air-fuel mixture into the engine? Carburetor. It's the camshaft, I'm afraid, is the answer you're looking for. Now, because you elected for the question, then we do need to do another toss-up buzz-in question for control. So, fingers to buzzers, Lupine and Lion, here is your toss-up question. Baron Silas Greenback is the arch-nemesis of which cartoon hero? Lupine 1. Danger Mouse is correct. You've regained control. Question or nominate? Hello there, Bass Ackwards. Question or nominate? Lupine? Nominate Lion. Lion, your question. Which noble gas has the lowest atomic number? Which noble gas has the lowest atomic number? Helium is correct. You have control. Question or nominate? Nominate Lupine. Your question, Lupine. What is the correct term for the metal object in between the CPU and the CPU fan within a computer system? What's the correct term for that? Between the CPU and the CPU fan. The grill, no, it's the heat sink. The heat sink. Lose a second of your lives. Back to Lion TK. Question or nominate? Taking a question. What is the official language of Bhutan? What's the official language of Bhutan? That would have been my guess. Bhutanese knows Dzongkha, apparently. Lose the first of your lives, and because you elected to take the question, it is now going to be a toss-up buzzing question, so fingers and buzzers. Here's the question. Which English county will you find the University of East Anglia? Which English county will you find the University of East Anglia? Looping 1. Norfolk is correct. Question or nominate? East Anglia isn't a county egg. Nominating Lion. Here's your question, Lion. What is the mnemonic device for remembering the fates of the wives of Henry VIII? Just type half of it in, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for the rest, maybe, because it's a long sentence to put in. You put it all in. I'll give you that then. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Absolutely correct. Question or nominate. You managed to get it all in time. I'm surprised. I mean, you didn't quite type it right, but yeah. Lupine 1, your question. What is the frontman's name of the metal band Megadeth? On these particular questions, it's 15 seconds. After a buzz, it's 8 seconds. But for standard, to a direct person question, it's 15 seconds of time. Willie Vincent, no. Dave Mustaine was the answer we're looking for. And despite Lupine 1 scoring 52 there, Lion, you are our surviving player. So Lion, you will be our victor. We still have 22 questions to go through, so that's a possible 220 points that you could accrue, and you have 2 lives, which can each net you another 10 points. So let's see how far you can go with the remainder of the questions, Lion, as we just keep going until you either run out of lives or we run out of questions. So, all to you, Lion. Here we go. What was the last message of the dolphins in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? What was the last message of the dolphins in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? I read it too. So long and thanks for all the fish. That's what we're looking for. So long and thanks for all the fish. And remind you, you've still got 1 life. We've still got 21 questions to go through. Here's another question. What was Marilyn Monroe's character's first name in the film Some Like It Hot? What was the name of the character that she played in Some Like It Hot? No clue. Sugar was what we were looking for. And that's the end of the game. So, congratulations, Lion TK, you are our victor. It is a low score of 21, so it's not a massive target to go for, but let's see where it places you on the leaderboard. There you are in first place there with 21 points, so we'll see how how well you survive with that, and we'll hopefully see you in the final, and we'll join us again for another episode of 15 to 1, coming soon. Clap, 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 clap. There we go. So yeah, I added that extra sequence bit at the end as well. Should do that on game show run-throughs with the musical commissioners. And I ain't got no copyright on this stuff. No, I don't. So yeah, that's the first run through, and yeah, I think it all ran quite smoothly as well. Any thoughts from anyone? I think it was all just about above board. Got time for another? Absolutely, Bass Ackwards. We definitely have time for another. And yes, it's definitely something I want to add to the previous game shows, to add some sort of closing credit sequence or whatever. So yeah, this is the first trial run of it to see what it's like, and it seems to work okay. So yeah, I'll probably backport those into the previous games. Okay. Yeah, the questions, Brig, that's the nature of me using Open Trivia Database. They're freely available, and there are 3,000 odd of them, but I've had to filter that down to 1,200 because you don't even want to see what the video games categories like, because the easy video games questions are just ludicrously hard. And that I'm speaking, and I know some knowledge about some video games, and some of those questions are just ridiculous. Anyway, we'll get another run of 15 to 1 underway. We'll get another look at the leaderboard again. There you are, Line to K. You are in position number 1 on the leaderboard. And new lobby is open, GSDS, if you would like to play. And as I mentioned earlier, it does run a preference system. So, if you did not play in that last game, you will now have a higher preference to be picked this time round. And, as people are currently doing now, you can also now give yourself an occupation or location, or both. They don't carry over currently, so each game you're going to have to keep doing it if you are in play. I'm afraid that is the case. Just means you have more channel points to spend, I guess. At least we're using the channel points up. Still none the wiser as to why Donkey Kong wants to know the secret. I mean, there's that as well, Clive, yes. Can I decrease the cost of it? I can decrease the cost of it, absolutely. Manage the rewards. I can reduce the cost for the time being. Preferences. No, not that. It's community channel points is where I need to go. I will reduce the price for the time being, just so that they are working at the very least, and you can keep playing with them. So, give yourself an occupation. Heck, we'll make that 50 coins to play with that, and the same with those should now be 50 coins. Does it mean that people that played won't get a chance? So, see, what it is, Egg, is that because there's so many listed at the moment, it's a guaranteed no pick. But if it's one of those, I need to pick 15 players. 13 of those just taking it as an example, 13 of those in the lobby have not played yet, so I'll pick those 13. Then there are 2 I still need to fill. Now I'll go 1 preference level up or down, however you want to look at it, and then I'll repick. I'm presuming Ben's FF is in a similar way, yes. So it counts the number of games you've played and uses that as your preference in the list. So those on a game count of 0 have highest preference, will have the guaranteed preference now, and then if it doesn't fill enough slots to fill the 15, it then goes up to 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, etc, etc, etc. So if you played last time, because we've got so many names here, then you're not going to get picked this time round. But if there were fewer players in the lobby, then you could be picked, depending on however many haven't played. So that's how it works. So it's not guaranteed, but you may get picked. So it's always worth putting in the lobby anyway, because you don't necessarily know how many are going to be in the lobby that have played. I could potentially add an indicator on here that shows you how many games you've played. That could be a thing I add in the future, but for now, yeah. And we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36 names down here. And yes, we'll be picking 15 of those. I'll give you 1 more minute to get yourselves in the lobby if you're not already in, if you want to play the game. I'm going to get myself a bit more drink as well in that time. I mean, that's basically what the lobby sequence is doing however many to 15, and then we play the game 15 to 1. It is very bland orange squash, Matt. But, hey, it's drinkable, it's water, it's liquid, keeps me alive, and it's, tolerable. It is much tolerable, and it's cheap. That's the main thing, it is cheap. How have we been cooking? Not now. H2O. I mean, I do sometimes use fizzy water instead of still water or tap water, whatever, to make it a bit more interesting. But yeah, I'm not really one for like drinking beers and wines all the time. I don't mind that. I would prefer to drink a soda or a squash instead, because I don't get much from drinking alcohol. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, save the alcohol for when out socialising, absolutely. Although sometimes, if I, just want to have a beer, then yes, but it's not because I want to get drunk or anything. That's definitely not the point of me drinking alcohol or anything. It's for enjoying the drink, not necessarily getting drunk. I mean, what kind of beer looks like that? Okay, I think we're all ready to go. Let us pick the next 15 to play, 15 to 1. There we go, those are the 15 that will play this time round. And let us go through into the intro sequence.
Lingomaniac 88 from Milky Way Galaxy, Dramamu from Russia, Raw Justice from Iraq, Cookie _ Monkey from somewhere over the trainbow, Diamond
Trainbow?
and Wonder _ from back
Wait, from my bed no homo, what?
4200 and Cleric Ware from sunny South Sea. Awesome 99999 from the
Xenarcad.
Jack of Clubs from Fiji. Catholic Fields from Lithuania. Straub Kasabi from Toronto. And Colocula from Cold Doorway.
Cold Doorway.
To play which plays 15 to 1. Introduced by William G. Stewart.
I do try to adjust the rates that she says the text-to-speech, but because of the way she breaks up the words, it's hard to try and work out how much I need to speed it up by. So, yeah, I'm going to have to add some more adjustments to that. But welcome to you 15 to play this game. We start off with round number 1, as always, and you get to see 2 questions each, and your objective is to ideally get both of them right. If you get both your questions wrong, you will be eliminated and will not take any further part in the game. And in general, in the entirety of this game, get a question wrong, you lose a life. And you lose all 3 lives, you're out. So that's as simple as it is. We go into round number 1. And Lingomaniac, we start off with you at podium number 1. And here is your question. What's the number of keys on a standard Windows keyboard? Whew, that's difficult. What's the number of keys on a standard Windows keyboard? 105... 104, I'm afraid. 104. 1 off. Gonna have to lose a life, I'm afraid. Moving on to Dr. Mummy. In what year was the first Transformers movie released? 1985. Oh, 1 year out. 1986, I'm afraid. Gonna lose a life. Moving on to Raw Justice. What's the opening track on Lord's Pure Heroine? Or Lordy. Or Lorday. What's the opening track on that one's Pure Heroine? Any guesses? Queens. Queens is a tennis court, but I don't think that's actually what we're looking for, I'm afraid. So, it is a tennis court, but is... I'm guessing the opening track is called Tennis Court, is what we're actually looking for, not Queens. Unless it is actually Queens. Point to Luna. I mean, you could take a point, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to lose a life anyway, because it's not quite right. So I'm not... Yeah, it's a tennis court, but it's not the tennis court. So I'm marking that as wrong, I'm afraid. We're going to move on to Cookie Monkey. Steve, your question. In what year was the Oculus Rift revealed to the public through a Kickstarter campaign? What year was the Oculus Rift revealed? 98. No. Much more modern than that. 2012. Going to lose a life. Move on to Diamond Ninja. How's the number 9 represented as a binary number? Oh, you're just amazed it had a link to tennis. Okay, you were just sort of tenuous linking your way to an answer. 1-0. No, need another 0 in there. 1001. I'm going to lose a life. We're moving on to Tantasar. The LS3 engine is how many cubic inches? What? What the hell question is this? The LS3 engine is how many cubic inches? 100. It's 376, apparently. Just to let you know, I am filtering on easy and medium questions on Opium Trivia Database. Easy and medium. Ta-da! Sorry, Tantasar. We're going to move on to Cetra, your question. 71% of the Earth's surface is made up of... what? Water is correct. Off to Claire. On the show Rick and Morty, in episode Total Recall, who was a parasite? Rick. I mean, it's a good guess. No, it's Pennsylvester, apparently. Gonna lose a life. Moving on to Awesome Quintuple 9. What were the first states to break away from Yugoslavia? What were the first states to break away from Yugoslavia? I can only go with the answer that's on the card that I've got in front of me. Holds up an invisible card. No answer. Slovenia and Croatia were the answers we were looking for there. Losing in life, also good tonight. We're moving on to score count at podium 10. The Space Needle is located in which city? Question balance much. Space Needle is located in which city? New York? Nah, Seattle. Seattle, Washington. Good losing life. Moving on to Brig. Your question, Brig. The song Caramel Dancing is commonly mistaken as a Japanese song, but what language is the song actually sung in? So this is more internet. Swedish, absolutely. Jack of Clubs, your question. How many provinces are in the Netherlands? How many provinces are in the Netherlands? You say 10. It's 12, I'm afraid. Losing a life. Moving on to Catnip. How many strings are there on a cello? How many strings on a cello? 4 is correct. Moving on to Bass Ackwards. Which city is the capital of the United States of America? Which city is the capital? Washington, D.C. is correct. And Coca-Cola. Which car manufacturer won the 2016 24 Hour of Le Mans? Which car manufacturer won it? The 2016 edition. Porsche is correct. Well played. So at the end of the first pass there, Lingo Maniac, Dr. Mummy, Raw Justice, Cookie Monkey, Diamond Ninja, Tantasar, Claire, also Quintuple 9, Score Count, and Jack of Clubs. You have lost a life. Be careful if you get your second question wrong. You will be sitting out for the remainder of the game. Everyone else, you have your 3 lives intact. You might as well try and keep them intact by answering this next question correctly. Anyway, so second pass round. Back to you again, Lingo Maniac, for another question. And it is, what was Britney Spears' debut single? What was Britney Spears' debut single? Baby One More Time is correct. Dr. Mummy. What's the scientific name of the common chimpanzee? What's the scientific name of the common chimpanzee? Gorilla. It's troglodytes. And that's the remainder of your lives out. You're going to have to sit out. Raw Justice, here's your question. The Trail of Tears was a result of which US president's Indian removal policy? Can Luna get this question right? The Trail of Tears was a result of which US president's Indian removal policy? Abraham Lincoln. It's Andrew Jackson, I'm afraid. And you're going to have to sit out, I'm afraid. Moving on to Cookie Monkey. In the 1979 British film Quadrophenia, what is the name of the seaside city the mods are visiting? Brighton is correct. Moving on to Diamond Ninja. What is the name given to Indian food cooked over charcoal in a clay oven? What is the name given to Indian food cooked over charcoal? You say cooked. No, tandoori. You're going to lose the last of your lives and you are sitting out. Moving on to Tantasar. Which country was Joseph Stalin born in? Or Joseph, or Joseph, or however many pronunciations of that you can make. What country was he born in? Out of time. Georgia was what we're looking for there, and you are out of lives. You're going to have to sit out. Moving on to Cetra. What play is the quote, hell is other people from? What play is that quote from? Hamlet. No, it's no exits, I'm afraid. Down to 2 lives. You're still in play, though. Moving on to Claire. Who is the top scorer for England national football team? I'm guessing possibly the men's is what it's actually asking for. Because it's always going to be the men's. It never talks about the women's. Wayne Rooney. Lineker's a good guess, but Wayne Rooney is what we're actually looking for. Lose the last of your lives, Claire. I'm afraid you're going to have to sit out. Moving on to Awesome Quintuple 9. Aubrey Graham is better known as what? Aubrey Graham is better known as what? Not me. Drake. Drake is the answer we're looking for. Going to lose the last of your lives. Moving on to Score Count. Which coding language was the #1 programming language in terms of usage on GitHub in 2015? Bloody hell, fire. C#. I mean, it's a good guess, but no. There's just so many projects on there that use JavaScript. Like, Node.js, anything is JavaScript. You're going to lose the last of your lives, I'm afraid. Moving on to Big Brother. What's the capital city of New Zealand? Hopefully a bit more of a gettable question. What's the capital city of New Zealand? Wellington is correct. Moving on to Jack of Clubs. What's the capital of Peru? What's the capital of Peru? Lima is correct. Moving on to Catnip. The British invasion was a cultural phenomenon in music where British boy bands became popular in the USA in what decade? You say the 60s. 60s is correct. Moving on to Bass Ackwards, who had a US and UK #1 hit in 1962 with the instrumental Telstar. Who had a US and UK #1? Alan Freed, and it's the Tornadoes is what we're looking for. Going to lose a life, you're still in play though. Cola to round it off. Which Formula 1 driver was nicknamed the Professor? Which Formula 1 driver was nicknamed the Professor? Schumacher. It's Alan Prost was the answer we're looking for. Goodness me, that was a bit of a brutal round. Text to speech. Tell me what's happened.
7 down, 8 to go.
7 down.
And those eliminated are Drumamo, Raw Justice, Diamond _N1J_, Tantuza, Claribware, Awesome 99999, and score count. Of the remaining 8 contestants, 2 still have their 3 lives intact.
Only Brig and Catnip with their 3 lives intact as we go into round number 2. Press the button. And we'll start from the left, going around until someone gets a right answer, and then it is nominating until only 3 remain. So, Lingomaniac, we go back to you to start. This is the nominations round, Catnip. Yes, as soon as someone gets a correct answer, we go into nominations. So, Lingomaniac, your question to start with. This movie contains the quote, "What we've got here is a failure to communicate." Name the movie. What we've got here is a failure to communicate. What's the name of the movie? Big opportunity to get into the final this one, yes. No idea. Cool Hand Luke was the answer. You lose the second of your lives, but you're still in play. We now move on to podium number 4. Steve, what was Manfred von Richthofen's nickname? What was his nickname? Red Baron. Red Baron is correct. So, Steve, you have control. Please pick a number. Not many to pick from. I'm going to say we've got 8 left in play, so we only need to say goodbye to 5. Cola, your question. Who had a 1983 hit with the song Africa? Who had the song Africa in 83? Toto is correct. You have control. Please pick a number. I bless the rains, indeed. Cetra, number 7. Which show is known for the songs You Are a Pirate, Cookie by the Book, and We Are Number 1? Lazy Town is correct. Cetra, you have control. A number, please. Something on my level. It is a bit of a weird oddity, the Open Trivia database. It's just, some questions are good, some questions are weird. Steve, back to you. How many federal states does Germany have? How many federal states does Germany have? 26? 10 less. 16 is what we're looking for. Going to lose a life. Back to Cetra. Another number, please. Still got some heavy lives over on the right-hand side of the wheel. Going over to number 14, Bass Ackwards, your question. What year were the Marian reforms instituted in the Roman Republic? The Marian reforms. What year were they instituted? Hell if I know. 250 BC. 107 BCE was what we were looking for. Lose the second of your life, you're still in though. Etc. Another number, please. Going to number 12, Jack of Clubs, your question. Who recorded the album called Down to the Moon in 1986? Who recorded the album called Down to the Moon in 1986? No idea. Andreas Vollenweider was apparently the name we're looking for. Going to lose a life, down to 1 life, and Cetra, back to you. Another number, please. Yeah, this mix is a bit weird. Brig, your question. What is the name of the very first video uploaded to YouTube? What's the name of the very first video uploaded? Hello, YouTube. No, it's Me at the Zoo. Me at the Zoo. Gonna lose a life down to 2. Citra, another number, please. Number 13, Catnip, your question. What is the capital of British Columbia, Canada? Or Canada. I don't know how you pronounce that. Quebec. Victoria is what I'm looking for. Gonna lose a life. Back to Citra again. Another number. 15. Cola, your question. Who was elected leader of the UK Labour Party in September of 2015? September 2015, who was elected leader of UK's Labour Party? Brown. No, Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn. Good loser life. You're down to 1. Cetra, back to you for another number. Only just gone, indeed. Cetra, who are you going to nominate? He's still in control. Going to number 11. Brig, back to you again. Who painted The Starry Night? Who painted The Starry Night? Van Gogh. Yep, I will accept that. And you have control, Brig. Please pick a number. Going to number 1. Lingomaniac, your question. What is the domain name for the country of Tuvalu? Or Tuvalu? What is the domain name of the country Tuvalu? TV? Yep, .tv is indeed correct. Lingomaniac, you have control. Please pick a number. There are still 8 players in. Catnip, your question. Cesar Romero played which iconic Batman villain from the 1960s TV show? Penguin. No, it's the Joker. Good guess, though. Good lose life down to 1. Back to you, Lingomaniac, for another number, please. Still have 8 players in. No one's been eliminated just yet. Going to number 7, Cetra, the only one with 2 lives left, I think. What was the soft drink Pepsi originally introduced as? I know Briggs still has 2, I think, as well. What was the soft drink Pepsi originally introduced as? A drug. Brad's Drink was the name, apparently. You're down to 1 now. Lingomaniac, another number, please. Yeah, it's just Brig with 2 lives left now. Everyone else is on 1. Go to number 11. It is Brig. Here's your question, Brig. What nuts are used in the production of marzipan? What nuts are used in the production of marzipan? Almonds is correct. You have control. Please pick a number. Going to number 13, Catnip, your question. What's the capital of the US state of Nevada? What's the capital of Nevada? Texas. No, Texas is another state. Carson City is the capital, and that's our first casualty of this game, I believe. Brig, back to you for another number. Call me Carson City. Number 14, Bass Ackwards, your question. What mountain range lines the border between Spain and France? What mountain range lines the border between Spain and France? You meant Las Vegas. That would make more sense, that guess, but that is not actually it. Bordeaux, no, the Pyrenees, and that's the second casualty. Back to you, Brig, for another number, please. Number 15, going to Coca-Cola. What alcoholic drink is made from molasses? What drink is made from molasses? Rum is correct. You have control, Coca-Cola. A number, please. Going to number 4, Cookie Monkey, Steve. Who patented a steam engine that produced continuous rotary motion? Who patented or patented a steam engine that produced continuous rotary motion? It's worth a guess if you're not entirely certain. No, out of time. James Watts was the name we were looking for. James Watt, and that's the last of your lives gone, I'm afraid. Another casualty. Coca-Cola, back to you for another number. We need to say goodbye to 2 more players still. Cetra, to you. What was the first ever London Underground line to be built? What was the first ever London Underground line to be built? Metropolitan line, absolutely correct. So, Cetra, you have control. A number, please. Still need to say goodbye to 2 more players. Going to number 11, Brig, your question. In the Rossini opera, what was the name of the Barber of Seville? What was the name of the Barber of Seville in the Rossini opera? Keith. It's going to be the running joke is Keith, isn't it? Flash something. Figaro. You're down to 1 life. You're still in play, though. Cetra, another number, please. Not Dave, either. Or Bob. Coca-Cola, your question. What is the official national language of Pakistan? What's the official national language of Pakistan? It's not me either. Any guesses, Colo? No, out of time. Urdu is what we're looking for. So, one more player to get rid of, Cetra. Another number, please. Going to number 1, Lingo Maniac. In Rick and Morty, who shot Mr. Poopy Butthole in the episode Total Recall? Balanced questions, much. Any clues, Lingo? Morty. I mean, worth a guess in Rick and Morty. What would go with one of the names? No, it was Beth, I'm afraid, was the answer we're looking for. And that is the end of round number 2, and the 3 surviving players are Cetra, Brig, and Jack of Clubs, who will now advance to the 15-1 final.
The 3 surviving contestants in today's 15-1 final are Cetra 4271, a cost estimator from Russia, Brig Butha, an anthropology and archaeology professor from Malta, and Jack of Clubs, an opium farmer from Fiji.
Oh, this is where I should have a cutaway to the leaderboard to see where we're currently standing with the high score of 21 is the target you currently have of the highest lead. So if you get higher than 21, then you are definitely in on the leaderboard. If you get below that, then you might get knocked off. So that is your current target, is 21. Everyone only had 1 life left going into the final round, so you all start with 1 point. You now have 3 lives to play with in this final round, and it is buzzing questions on the buzzer until someone gets 3 correct answers. Not necessarily in a row, but 3 correct answers is all I'm looking for. To buzz in, you buzz in with 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 exclamation marks all in a single message, and then if you are accepted as the player that buzzed in, you then have 8 seconds to lock in your answer after that. So, as Random Zombie and Matt the Ref have demonstrated, you can go with those kind of things. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of those exclamation marks is good enough. And if you're all ready, let's play the 15-1 final. And if you're ready, fingers on buzzers, here is your first question of the 40. The computer OEM manufacturer Clevo, known for its Sega notebook line, is based in which country? Sega or Sager? Bit of a difficult one to start with, so we might be sitting this one out, I think. What I say, WWM resident, is don't give yourself a location now. Give it when you go into the lobby for the next game. Taiwan was apparently the country we were looking for. Never mind. We'll go to another question. Which buzzword did Apple Inc. use to describe their removal of the headphone jack? Which buzzword did they use? I mean, I've got a word in my head, but it's not the right one. That's the word I had in my head, egg. That's the word I had in my egg. That's the word I had in my head, egg. Courage is apparently the buzzword they used. They had the courage to remove the headphone jack. Never mind. Moving on. Here's another question. HTML is what type of language? HTML is what type of language? Brig, what's your answer? Programming, not quite. It's a markup language. It doesn't actually do any programming itself. It just marks things up. So you're going to lose a life. Moving on, another question on the buzzer. In Jurassic World, which company purchases InGen and creates Jurassic World? Which company purchases InGen and creates Jurassic World? No one buzzed in. The Masrani Global Corporation, apparently. Never mind, here comes another question. How many plays is Shakespeare generally considered to have written? Wavy hands much generally. Cetra, your answer. 37 is correct. Moving on for another buzzing question. Stadium of Light is the home stadium for which soccer team? Who plays at the Stadium of Light? Brig, your answer. Sunderland FC is correct. Another question. What was the code name for the German invasion of the Soviet Union in WW2, or World War II? What was the code name for the German invasion of the Soviet Union? Jack of Clubs, your answer. Barbarossa. Operation Barbarossa is correct. Next question. To the nearest whole number, how many radians are in a whole circle? Going round. Cetra, to the nearest whole number, how many? 6 is correct. Here's another question. What African country has Portuguese as its official language? What African country has Portuguese as its official language? It's fairly difficult questions, these, but players are picking them up. Mozambique was the answer you're looking for. Mozambique. Well, here comes another question. In the Game of Thrones, what is Littlefinger's real name? Anyone watch Game of Thrones? Da, 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 da. Jack of Clubs, possibly. What's your answer going to be? Gillen. No, it's Peter Baelish, I'm afraid. Gonna lose a life. Back for another buzzing question. The collapse of the Soviet Union took place in which year? Cetra. 1991 is correct, and you have control. Question or nominate? Question or nominate, Cetra. Going to Brig Bother. Your question, Brig. What is the smallest country in the world? What's the smallest country in the world? Vatican City with mixed casing is correct. So, Brig, question or nominate? Going to Cetra. That's not enough to match, I'm afraid. Brig, you're going to have to put a couple of numbers on the end as well. I did allow some leeway, but apparently Cetra isn't enough leeway. All right, Cetra, your question. What is the name of the US Navy spy ship which was attacked and captured by North Korean forces in 1968? What's the name of the US Navy spy ship which was attacked and captured by North Korean forces in 1968? I could potentially add left, middle, and right as a possible option there, Santasar. That's a good idea. Gonna pass on that one. The USS Pueblo. So, Brig, question or nominate? Also, yeah, tab completion will always help. Will help if you're on desktop at the very least. Going to Jack of Clubs. What is the right way to spell the capital of Hungary? What's the right way to spell the capital of Hungary? Budapest is correct. You have control. Question or nominate? I mean, it is the right way. I think it's more a case of that's trying to trick you in saying something else, maybe like Kiev or something, which does have a weird other spellings depending on which language you come from. But yeah, Budapest is the one we were looking for as the answer anyway. And there are multiple choice. These are actually multiple choice questions, so yeah, there are other ways. So Jack of Clubs, which we like to do? Question, take a question, or would you like to nominate another player? Going to nominate Big Brother, or Brig Brother, should I say. What is the official language of Costa Rica? What's the official language of Costa Rica? Spanish is correct. Question or nominate? And that's also not enough. You have to say the whole word nominate if you want to do it like that. Or just give the name. You don't even need to use the word nominate. You can just give the name of the player to save you from extra typing. It's like that, absolutely. So, Cetra, you've been nominated your question. Which Canadian province has Charlottetown as its capital? Which Canadian province has Charlottetown or Charlottetown as its capital? Victoria, it's a good guess. Prince Edward Island is the answer we're looking for. Good lose a life, you're down to 1. Brig, question or nominate? Nominate Jack. Jack, your question. According to a Beatles song, who kept her face in a jar by the door? So what happens if you have a player named Question? Then you could, to take a question, you say Question. To nominate a player called Question, you have to say nominate Question. That's a good thing, GIs. It's actually a really good edge case. Eleanor Rigby is correct, though. Jack, you now have control. Question or nominate? Level pegging on 31 at the moment. We have 23 questions left to play with. Oh, yeah. You might as well not bother with the word nominate. Just say the player name. It's just going to be easier rather than trying to spell nominate. Cetra, your question. In an orchestra, what is the lowest member of the brass family? In an orchestra. I mean, if you have a player called nominate, you can say nominate, and that would work. The flute. Flute is not brass, as far as I'm aware. Tuba, I'm afraid, is the answer we're looking for. I'm going to say goodbye to Cetra. So, Jack, you still in control. Question or nominate? Taking a question. All right, go for the bold move. What is the largest animal currently on Earth? What's the largest animal currently on Earth? Play my ears, a cobbling code have you been... yeah, I get you, G. Eisens. Blue whale is indeed correct. Jack of Club, question or nominate? I took the pluralization of clubs. And yeah, taking the question. All right. What was Mountain Dew's original slogan? In a standard case, it is blue whale, but in a QI sense, it's not. It'll tickle your innards. Absolutely, it will indeed tickle your innards. Question or nominate? Yes, Egg, I know. I'm only starting to mark questions as used from this point onwards. So, Brig Bother, what is the capital of Jamaica? What's the capital of Jamaica? And don't say the letter J. I've got one in mind, but I don't think it is. Kingston. Yeah, that was the one I had in mind. Something Town is half right, but I'm afraid it's not enough to get you the correct answer, so we lose a life. Jack of Clubs, question or nominate? And chat saying you're making me sick and things. Nominate Brig again. Who is the musical director for the award-winning musical Hamilton? Who's musical director for Hamilton? Andrew Lloyd Webber is a good guess. Alex Lacombe is what we were looking for, I'm afraid. So, Jack, you are our victor, and you're currently on a score of 51s, which will take you into the number one spot, but there are still 18 questions to get through and 2 lives to play with, so we could get you another 180 points to tot up against that. So, let's see how far you can play, Jack. Thank you for the 100 bits there, Egg. We'll just say that.
Speaking of Jamaica, a slice of apple pie is $1 in Jamaica and $1 in the Bahamas. These are the pirates of the Caribbean.
These are indeed the pirates of the Caribbean. Funny joke. Thank you for the 100 bits, though, Egg. So, Jack, these questions are all to you now. Let's see how far you can go through the 18 questions with your 2 lives. Here we go. How many planets are in our solar system? Presently. 8. Absolutely is correct, although I would love to say that Pluto is. Unfortunately, it is not. Another question. Here it comes. Which small country is located between the borders of France and Spain? Which small country is located between the borders of France and Spain? Andorra is correct. Moving on from another question. In the novel 1984, written by George Orwell, what is the name of the totalitarian regime that controls Oceania? What's the name of the totalitarian regime? You say, what? It's Ingsoc. That's the name I'm looking for. Down to 1 life. Still got 15 questions to go for. Here we go. The Maori hold that which island nation was founded by Coop, who discovered it under a long white cloud? Don't say Keith. Which island nation was founded by Coop, who discovered it under a long white cloud? It's worth a guess. Keith, no. New Zealand was the answer we're looking for. Well played, and you end with 71, which if we go to the leaderboard, that does indeed put you into first place, ahead of Lion, is now in second place. And that's the end of episode 2 of 15 to 1. I hope you can join us for some more 15 to 1 in the near future, possibly in about 2 minutes' time. For the meantime, here are the credits. I'll go over that in a moment, Random Zombie. So, if someone wins multiple times, then if they better their score, then it increases their score on the leaderboard. So it's always worth trying to get into the final. They'll just put them on a higher score. It doesn't give them a new entry. It just moves whatever score you had to be whatever your best score is at any given time as a winner. So yeah, if you get in multiple times and you win multiple times, it's whatever your best score is. If you get a lower score, then it doesn't bump you, it doesn't move you on the leaderboard. You stay at what you were. So your best score counts as your winning score on the leaderboard. But 71 is, I mean, it's good for Twitch plays at the moment. Heck, even on some of the main finals leaderboards, 121, I think, was something like a good average minimum score to make it through to the grand finals. So 71 is pretty decent, actually, I would say. And I say the question variability and difficulty on this is a bit weird as well. So, yeah, I think with the question mix we've got, 71 is pretty decent. 71 could get you into a final, absolutely. The question is, I mean, that's true also. That is true. 433 is the maximum you can get. 433 is the maximum, yeah. So you can get 400 points off of questions. 3 points for the lives you carried over from round 2, and 30 points for the lives that you would have retained if you kept all 3 lives intact as well. That is the absolute maximum you can get. I've got one more game in me, so let's run it all one more time. We've had 30 players play, so now, if you haven't played still, then you will still have a higher chance of being picked this time round. At the moment, Danny, yes. So enter the new lobby if you want to try and get in this time round. YGJS is the code. And yes, if you want to have a custom occupation or location, you do need to do it every time at the moment. Ideally, I will try and implement it in a way that it remembers from previously, but at the moment I don't have it doing that. So that's the thing I need to implement. More things to implement! But hey, it's incentive for using these channel points for you coming to play and watch and stuff on my channel frequently. So there we go. And it's 52 coin at the moment. I did have it at 300 earlier, so I might move it back up to the 300 or something if we were doing it just for the once or twice or something. Imagine if your occupation was drop table occupations. Well, currently I'm not storing it in an SQLite or otherwise kind of database. But if I did, I would properly escape it. How many names do we have here? 10, 20, 30, 36 we have listed here. So, I can't do the numbers yet of who's played and who's not. But at a rough guess, if 30 have already entered in again, that means there's only 6 that will pick on first preference. And then it will pick another 9 on top of that based off of playing one time. So hopefully, those that haven't played yet, depending on the mix of players that are in there, I don't know if the mix is perfectly, like, if all of the players from the previous 2 games have logged in on this one. I can't remember quite off the top of my head. But if that was the case, then, Matt, you should be getting in. But it depends on what happens. So, I'll give you 1 more minute or so. Again, just get some drink or whatever if you need to, go to the toilet or whatever, and customize your player if you need to as well with the channel points. Hopefully you should get in, Matt, with the system that I've added. Hopefully you should get in, but we'll find out. It should be fairly obvious when it does the highlighting sequence if it's doing the right thing or not, because you should be constantly highlight if the number of players is right. You can change your location. Yeah, you can just send another location channel point reward through to change it again. And you can still do it for 50 Doot coin at the moment. You get Joss syndrome, yeah. Top 100 land. You're going to have to go through a lot of data for the top 100 public votes, aren't you? That's ridiculous, the amount. I mean, yes, we're only submitting 20 names at a time, but you're grouping them into 200. And then you're grouping those 200 into the different eras. And then it's all going to be a big old tournament from that point onwards. So, yeah, that's a lot of data you're going to have to crunch. Are you going to be doing any videos to cover the data crunching, or is it just purely going to be on the likes of Twitter and or any web site presence, aka Bothers Bar or whatever? You are going to do videos and streams. All right, okay, that's going to be interesting. Why isn't it the People's Quiz and Game Show vote? Also, hello, Gatekeeper. You're not doing a Twitter poll. You're actually going to do video streams, right? Okay, fair enough. Makes sense. So yeah. How many game shows have you got listed at the moment, Raw Justice, or names that have been distinctly mentioned so far? Be interesting. So I'm just wondering how many shows haven't been listed in people's top 20s. 185. All right, okay. Nearly got the 200 then. 185. That's quite interesting. It'd be really interesting to see what the names of those other game shows are, because I submitted some 20. I can't remember exactly what I submitted, but I did submit my 20. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the other shows that are listed are, because obviously I was kind of half remembering from your top 100 list, and then remembering any other shows that I remember liking as well, mixing those in, and referencing the UK Game Show site as well for any other shows that are just like really innocuous or just forgotten about. So yeah, be interesting to see. Be very interesting to see what comes up in the mix. Anyway, I think we've waffled on for long enough now, so let's go for our final game of 15 to 1 this evening. Who will it pick? Yeah, it looks like Matt the Ref, you're definitely in, because you're being highlighted a lot there. So you're definitely in this time, Matt. And if we're all ready then, let's play 15 to 1.
New resident from Georgia. Matt _the_F from Keith's house. No to jumbly off
Keith's
numbers,
house.
Please fix the lights.
Please fix the lights. What's wrong with the lights?
From Osila, Draha Scar from Slovakia.
What was that name? What was that occupation?
WB _ from Not Poker Joke.
Not Finland.
One from Uncle. Duplicity
From Uncle.
T Wipster from Antarctica.
From Uncle.
From _.
What was that?
From Alhava. Team 895 from Uzbekistan. Jesus from Ayu Dumpster. Sister from Liberia. And egg fried cheese from the real South.
The real
All
South?
here to play Twitch Plays 15 to 1. Introduced by William G. Stewart.
Indeed, you are the first position, WWM, that has just been randomly assigned to you. So, welcome to 15 to 1 to our brand new 15 contestants. I think some have managed to fit in a second game tonight, but the majority of you are going to be new to the game. We start off with round number 1, which is 2 questions round each. If you get both your questions wrong in this opening round, I'm afraid you're going to have to sit up for the remainder of the game. In general, getting a question wrong, you lose a life. Getting a question right is always good. So that's it really. And to answer, you just answer in public chat in Twitch like everyone else has been doing. And it will give you your name in chat ahead of time before your question appears. So if you're all ready, let's play 15 to 1. And we start again with podium number 1, WWM resident. Your question to start with is, what does the prut scut button do on a keyboard? What does the prut scut button do in modern days? Not necessarily what it did in the old days. No idea. No, it captures what's on the screen and copies it to your clipboard. Or as Connor said, I think it takes a screenshot, as it were. It puts the script as well is a potentially good answer, but no, I'm afraid that is a life lost. We move on to Matt the Ref. Welcome, Matt. Your question. The 1952 musical composition 4 minutes 33, composed by prolific... Silence is correct. You're not going to let me finish the question. Not jumbling numbers. Your question. Which actor portrays Walter White in the series Breaking Bad? Which actor portrays Walter White in the series Breaking Bad? The skirt. Distant cousin of Ash the Bash. Ish the bish. Any answers? Not jumble. No. Timing out. Bryan Cranston was the name we were looking for. Moving on to Danny Boy. Neil Hamburger is played by which comedian? Neil Hamburger is played by which comedian? Don't know. Greg Turkington was the answer we're looking for. Going to lose a life. Moving on to Drahuska. Welcome, Drahuska. What is Canada's smallest province? What's Canada's smallest province? What is Canada's smallest province? Any clues, Drahuska? Worth a guess? Now out of time. Prince Edward Island is the answer we're looking for. Moving on to Harry. Welcome, Harry. In the song The Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny, who is the only one to survive the battle? Who's the only one to survive the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny? Good guys, bad guys, and explosions, as far as the eye can see. Mr. Rogers is the one to survive the Ultimate Showdown. Gonna lose life. It's early modern internet flash animation thing. So, moving on to Poker Joker. Before 2016, in which other year did Donald Trump run for president? In which other year did Donald Trump run for president before 2016? $1996. No, it's 2000, I'm afraid. Going to lose a life. Moving on to Duplis. What is the name of the capital of Turkey? What is the name of the capital of Turkey? Ankara is correct. Moving on to Tipster. Welcome, Tipster. Which actress's real name was Frances Ethel Gum? Which actress's real name was Frances Ethel Gum? Or Frances Ethel Gum, maybe. Any answers? Judy Garland is correct. Got in there just in the nick of time. Tansbar, welcome. In the TV show Cheers, Sam Malone was a former relief pitcher for which baseball team? In the TV show Cheers, Sam Malone was a former relief pitcher for which baseball team? Any clues on this one? Worth a guess? No, out of time. Boston Red Sox was the answer we're looking for. Moving on to Toad Boy. According to scholarly estimates, what percentage of the world population at the time died due to Tamerlane's conquests? What percentage of the world population at the time died? You say 35%? 5%. I think it's worth going for either a big-ish number or a smallish number. You just went the wrong way on that one. Losing a life. Moving on to Kay Prather. In Mulan, 1998, who is the leader of the Huns? It's a hell of a question, though, Toad Boy, isn't it? And again, I'm filtering on easy or medium only. Attila, no. Shan Yu. Losing a life. Moving to G. Eisens. Area 51 is located in which US state? Again, balance. Nevada is correct. Samster, moving on to you. In The Big Bang Theory, what is Howard Wolowitz's nickname in World of Warcraft? Again, how is this an easy or medium question? Keith! Wallow Wizard is the answer we're looking for. And Egg at number 15. The Queen's song, A Kind of Magic, is featured in which 1986 film? It's A Kind of Magic is featured in which 1986 film? Any clues, Ag? Any answers? No idea. Highlander. Highlander is what we're looking for. End of the first pass. WWM resident, not jumble numbers. Danny Boy, Drahuska, Harry, Poker Joker, Tansbar, Toad Boy, K Prather, Samster, and Egg. You've all lost a life. Don't get your second question wrong, otherwise you will be out of the game. We go for the second pass round now. Back again to WWM resident. Here is your second question, hopefully a little easier for you. And the question is, what historical event was Tchaikovsky's 1812 overture referencing? Yeah, kind of, Toad Boy. The French Revolution? No, it's the Napoleonic Wars, I'm afraid. Going to lose the remainder of your lives there. Moving on to Matt the Ref. In relation to the British occupation in Ireland, what does the IRA stand for? What does the IRA stand for? Irish Real Army, not quite enough, I'm afraid. It's Republican specifically we're going to be looking for there, so we'll be losing a life. Moving on to not a jumble of numbers. Bridgetown is the capital of which island country in the Caribbean? Bridgetown is the capital of which island country in the Caribbean, or the Caribbean, if you want to say it like that. One of them, certainly one of them, Barbados is the answer we're looking for, and you're going to have to sit out, I'm afraid. Danny Boy, over to you. What is the largest country in the world? What's the largest country? We had the smallest earlier. What's the largest? Russia is correct. Moving on to Drahuska. Which American family band had a 1986 top 10 hit with the song Crush on You? Which American family band had a 86 top 10 hit with the song Crush on You? Out of time on that one. The Jets is what we're looking for, and you're going to have to sit out, I'm afraid. Moving on to Harry. What is the name of Poland in Polish? What's the name of Poland in Polish? Polski. No, Polska. Polska. Polski, I think, is the language, whereas Poland, the country, is Polska. So that's the last of your lives gone, I'm afraid, Harry. Poker Joker. Where does the original Friday the 13th movie take place? Where does the original Friday the 13th movie take place? No, where, not when, Matt. Where? Camp Silver Lake. Oh, so close. Crystal Lake was actually what we were looking for, not Silver. Could lose the last of your lives. Moving on to Dupless. Who in Pulp Fiction says, no, they got the metric system there. They wouldn't know what the fuck a quarter pounder is. It's not Keith, it's Vincent Vega. Lose the first of your life, you're still in though. Tipster, on to you. How would one say goodbye in Spanish? How would one say goodbye in Spanish? Adios is correct. Moving on to Tansbar. What's Harry Potter's dad's name? Also, yes, I said the F word because it said it on screen. Luckily, I don't have the family-friendly tag. James. Yeah, I'll take James as a correct answer on that one. James Potter is correct. Moving on to Toyboy. Which team was the 2014 to 2015 NBA champions? We had, I think, 2015 to 2016 earlier. Now we're asking for the 2014 to 2015. Giving me a yellow card. It's my own stream, Matt. The Los Angeles Kings. The Golden State Warriors, I'm afraid, are going to lose the last of your lives. Moving on to K. Prather. LaserJet and inkjet printers are both examples of what type of printer? Yeah, they're printers. LaserJet and inkjet are examples of what type of printer? They're non-impact printers. Going to lose the last of your lives, I'm afraid. G. Eisens, your question. What is Lilo's last name from Lilo and Stitch? It's not a Hewlett-Packard either, Egg. What is Lilo's last name from Lilo and Stitch? Next round, please. Pelikai. Well, you are at least through into the next round, G. Eisens. We move on to Samster. Which element has the chemical symbol of Fe? Iron is correct. A bit of a low ball question, that one. And Egg to round it all out. Lift Your Spirit is an album by which artist? Lift Your Spirit is an album by which artist? Any clues, Egg? Hello, Black. I'm going to take it. Aloe Black is correct. Managing to scrape through there, Egg. And text-to-speech.
7 down, 8 to go. And those eliminated are Few Resident, Nota Jumbly of Numbers, Drahaskar, Harry _WB _ Poker Joker 811, Toadboy 123, and Kprather 895. Of the remaining 8 contestants, 1 still have their 3 lives intact.
I need to change the pluralisation on that word. Tipster, you're the lone survivor with 3 lives going into round number 2. And we now go into round number 2, where we start off from the left, going round until someone gets a correct answer, and then it is nominating from that point onwards until only 3 players remain. So, Matt, we go over to you, as you are our leftmost player that's still in play. Matt, your question is, Adolf Hitler was born on which date? Because everyone remembers this. Adolf Hitler was born on which date? Well, you got April right. Everything else, I'm afraid, was wrong. Moving on to Danny Boy, your question. What is the setting of the show Parks and Recreation? It's certainly his birthday. What is the setting of the show Parks and Rec? No idea. Pawnee, Indiana is the answer. You're down to 1 life. We now move on to Dupless. What geometric shape is generally used for stop signs? An octagon is correct, and you now have control. Please pick a number. Going to Tipster at number 9. Where is the world's oldest still operational space launch facility located? Where is the world's oldest still operational space facility? Houston, no, Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan was the answer we're looking for. You lose a life. Moving back to Dupless. Another number, please. Going to number 10. Tansbar. Who is the primary lyricist for Canadian progressive rock band Rush? Who's primary lyricist for Rush? That Canadian progressive rock band. And don't say Keith. Neil Peart is correct. Well played. You now have control. Please pick a number. Going to number 13. G. Eisens, your question. What is the name of the villain in the 2015 Russian-American sci-fi movie Hardcore Henry? What's the name of the villain in Hardcore Henry? Hillary Clinton. Jeez. Political references. Much. Akan is the answer we're looking for. Gonna lose a life. You're down to 1. Back to Tansbar. Another number, please. Go to number 14. Samster. Which US president was in office when the Gulf War began? Which US president was in office when the Gulf War began? It's worth a guess. George Bush. Yes. Technically, yes, I will accept. So, yes, he was indeed a George Bush. So, Samster, you have control. Please pick a number. Defo the one you meant. Absolutely it was, wasn't it? Going to number 2. Matt the Ref. Harvard University is located in which city? Harvard Uni is in which city? New York, no, it's Cambridge. Cambridge, actually. And you're going to lose the last of your lives. Samster, back to you. Another number. Bye-bye, Matt, indeed. Number 9, Tipster, back to you. In the Morse code, which letter is indicated by 3 dots? S is correct. You have control. Please pick a number. Number 8, Dupliss. What country is the Husaria supercar made by the car manufacturer Aranera assembled in? Wow. Good luck. Good luck. Rubengi. Italy. Is it worth a guess? Poland is the answer we're looking for. You're down to 1 life. And Tipster, back to you. Another number. We have 7 players still in. 14, back to Samster. Which classical composer wrote the Moonlight Sonata? Which classical composer wrote the Moonlight Sonata? Beethoven. Yeah, I'm going to take it. Ludwig van Beethoven is correct, and you have control. A number, please. Ludwig van Beethoven, yeah. Tipster, back to you again. 7475 is a 1993 single from the album Ring by what American band? 74 to 75. It's a 1993 single from the album Ring by what American band? Worth a guess. No, out of time. The Connells or Conells. Losing life, you're down to 1. Samster, back to you for another number. That's number 1. Number 8, Dupliss. What TV show is about a grandfather dragging his grandson around on adventures? What TV show is about a grandfather dragging his grandson around on adventures? The Adventures of Keith's grandfather. Rick and Morty, apparently. Seriously, this trivia database really favours like Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, and Rick and Morty for some reason. Dupliss, that's the last of your lives gone, I'm afraid. Back to Samster for another number. It's not Stardust Crusaders, no. Number 10, Tansbar. Which river flows through the Scottish city of Glasgow? Which river flows through Glasgow? Worth a guess if you're not certain. The Keith River, it's the Clyde is what we're looking for. 1 life left. Back to Samster, another number. We have 6 players in. We need to say goodbye to 3 more players to the final. Number 4, Danny Boy, your question. Where did the pineapple plant originate? Where did the pineapple originate? Jamaica. No, it's South America. And that's the last of your lives gone, I'm afraid, Danny Boy. Another number, Samster. It's worth a guess, though. Worth a guess. Number 13, G. Eisens, your question. Which boxer was banned for taking a bite out of Evander Holyfield's ear in 1997? Who took an... Mike Tyson is correct. You have control of number. 5 players in play. We need to say goodbye to 2 more. Number 9, Tipster. What was the name given to Japanese military dictators who ruled the country through the 12th and 19th century? What was the name given to the Japanese military dictators who ruled the country through the 12th and 19th century? Worth a guess. Out of time. It's the Shogun. The Shogun. Oh, you're just out of time there, Tipster, I'm afraid. Just out of time. That's the last of your lives, and you're out. Back to G. Eisens, in fact. Sorry for another number. And we need to say goodbye to 1 more player. Number 15, Egg. What is on display in Madame Tussauds' museum in London? Wax figures, wax sculptures is correct. You have control. Egg, please pick a number. Going to number 10, Tansbar. In what year was the famous 45-foot tall Hollywood sign first erected? In what year was the Hollywood sign first erected? It's worth a random guess. 1980. No, much earlier than that. 1923, I'm afraid. And just like that, we have 3 players left, and they're all on the right-hand side of the ring. They're G. Eisen, Samster, and Egg all advance to the 15-1 final.
The 3 surviving contestants in today's 15-1 final are Jesus, a former lady of the night from RU Dumpster, Samster Sinster, an environmental research analyst from Liberia, and Egg Fried Cheese, a Whiskas cat food manufacturer from the real South.
A Whiskas cat food manufacturer from the real South. Thank you for that, Egg. So we carry over the lives that you had in round 2 as points. So G. Eisen, you start with 1, Samster and Egg, you start with 2. And you start off with 3 lives in the final. I have 40 questions here to play with. 3 correct answers to gain control for question or nominate or marmalade. Buzz with 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 exclamation marks in chat, and if you are the Buzz E, then answer within 8 seconds to answer for the question. Simple as that. If you're all ready, let's play the final. And here is your first buzz-in question. When did Jamaica receive its independence from England? When did Jamaica receive its independence from England? My drink nearly went everywhere, did it? I don't think it did, but okay. Any clues from anyone? Don't think anyone's chancing this. 1962. Never mind, here is another question. Brian May was a guitarist for which band? Samster, you were first. Queen is correct. Here's another buzz-in. Who played Sergeant Gordon Elias or Elias in Platoon of 1986? Who played Sergeant Gordon Elias or Elias in Platoon? It's not Keith. Hopefully not having a major malfunction. Willem Dafoe is what we're looking for. Willem Dafoe. Never mind, here's another question. Whose grayscale face is on the Kappa emoticon on Twitch? Whose grayscale face is on the Kappa emoticon on Twitch? Get your Kappas out and chat. I mean, he might be called Keith. I can't remember. Whoever it is, I like cucumber, absolutely. No one go for it. Josh DeSeno. Josh DeSeno. Here's another question. What is Grumpy Cat's real name? Samster. Tartar sauce is correct. Here's another buzzing question. What nationality was the surrealist painter Salvador Dali? What nationality was Salvador Dali? Egg. Italian? No, he's Spanish, I'm afraid. Gonna lose a life. Here's another question. In the TV series Person of Interest, who plays the character of Harold Finch? In the TV series Person of Interest, who plays the character of Harold Finch? Again, not Keith, probably. Egg, your answer. Michael Emerson is correct. Well played. Here's another question. Who wrote the A Song of Ice and Fire fantasy novel series, Samster? George R.R. Martin is correct. And you now have control, Samster. Question or nominate. You've got 32 questions to play with. Nominate G. Eisens. Here's your question, G. Eisens. Which country does the band Rammstein hail from? Germany is correct. Maybe my pronunciation helped you there. Anyway, question or nominate, G. Eisens? Going to Samster. How many studio albums have the duo Daft Punk released? As of the question this time being written, 4 is correct. Well played. You have control. Question or nominate. Going to G. Eisens again. Here's a question. How many colours are there in a rainbow? 7 is correct. Question or nominate. Going to Egg. Here's your question, Egg. Which documentary filmmaker wrote and starred in the film My Scientology Movie, which first debuted in 2015? Which documentary filmmaker... Keith Emerson, go for that answer again. No, it's Louis Theroux this time round. Louis Theroux is the answer. G. Eisens, question or nominate? Going to Samster. Here's your question, Samster. What is Meg's full name in Family Guy? Megan Griffin. No, it's Megatron Griffin, apparently. Gonna lose a life. G. Eisens, question or nominate? Going to Egg. Your question, Egg. Which actor plays Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars episodes 1 through 3? Which actor plays Obi-Wan? Probably not Keith Emerson. Ewan McGregor is correct. Question or nominate? Going to Samster. Your question, Samster. Which German sportswear company's logo is the form stripe? Which German sportswear company's logo is the form stripe? Puma is correct. Question or nominate? Going to Egg. Your question, Egg. What is the atomic number of the element strontium? You might as well plump a digit number of some description. It might be right. 36. 2 off. 38, I'm afraid. Just 2 off. Back to Samster. Question or nominate? Going to G. Eisens. Earth is located in which galaxy? Question balance much again. Earth is located in which Milky Way galaxy is correct? Question or nominate? Going to Samster. Your question, Samster, is Paul McCartney has always used his middle name. What is his real first name? What is the real first name of Paul McCartney? George. Both guess James. Down to one life. G. Eisens. Question or nominate? Nominating Samster again. Your question, Samster. How tall is One World Trade Center in New York City? Let me get the currency exchange out as well on this, just in case. .533 meters is, convert into feet, is 1,748. You know what? I don't care. I'm giving that. That's close enough for me. Question or nominate? You're in the right kind of scope there, so I'm going to give you that. Question or nominate? Given that those are multiple choice questions, there's no chance you could get that perfectly right. G. Eisens, your question. What's the capital of Indonesia? What's the capital of Indonesia? Cape Town. No, it's Jakarta. You're losing the first of your lives. Samster, question or nominate again? Going to G. Eisens again. How many furlongs are there in a mile? How many furlongs in a mile? Don't say there are Keith many. .600. No, it's not that many. It's just 8. Just 8 furlongs to the mile. Samster, question or nominate? Going to the Eisens again. Which artist collaborated with American DJ Dylan Francis to release the song in 2016 called Near You? GG Samster, Nightmare was what we were looking for. And Samster, you are today's victor, currently sitting on 62 points. There are 18 questions left and you have 1 life left. You could still take the number 1 spot on the leaderboard. You're currently sitting in 2nd place. Let's see how far you can get with the remainder of the questions. And let's start with this question. Guy's Grocery Games is hosted by which presenter? Guy's Grocery Games is hosted by which presenter? Hopefully you should get this one, Samster. Guy Fieri is indeed correct. Here's another question. What was the first living creature in space? What was the first living creature in space? Fruit fly. Yeah, absolutely correct. Next one. What alcoholic drink is mainly made from juniper berries? Gin is correct. Here's next. Who invented pastafarianism? Keith Pastor. No, it's Bobby Henderson, and that is where we end. Oh. Shouldn't have faded you out, though. Should not have faded you out there, Samster. Hopefully it's going to actually accept you as the winning player there, but it shouldn't have faded you out. So that might be the lighting budget, absolutely. Let's see what it does with the leaderboard. Yeah, it hasn't added you, so I'm going to have to add you manually on 92 points to fix that up. So that is a bug in the system that has reared its head that I've not actually seen. So let me open up the leaderboard and add you manually. I should be able to do that, hopefully. Because I've got your information here in the play counts section. So preprint, find Samster is the identity. Leaderboard, so we add in a new entry called, just manually editing the information. Player is, and then identity is that, and then location and that. Location is that, occupation is that, and your score was 92. Hopefully that pretty print's okay. Oh no, that's not quite right. That is missing. There we go. Save that. Right, I've edited it, so you will be on the leaderboard when we come back round. But well played. Absolutely, look at those credits. Every single time I'm going to have to look at those credits. Put it on my IMDb page. Appearance on 80_Bash's quiz night. Right. Do we want to do one more game just because? Just because? Do we want to do one more? Let's do one more. We'll do 4 games. Wasn't expecting to do 4 games, but we'll do 4 games. It also allows me to have a look to see if it added Samster correctly to the leaderboard, which it should have done. Let's just see what it actually does in a moment. Hey, there we go. Samster, you are now rightly in position number 1 with 92 points. Jack Clubs in second with 71, and Line TK, you are third with 21. It all kind of worked amazingly. All right, final lobby for this evening, and it's Prem is the code. Prem is the code. Okay, we have currently 23 players listed, so it has a high chance of you being picked to play again, even if you've already played one time. So you've got a very good chance of being picked a second time round. And again, yes, set your occupations and locations if you'd like to do so with the Dootcoin channel points. And hello there to all the 52 viewers that are still watching along. While we are waiting in this one lobby, there's a thing I need to announce. I just need to remember what it was that I need to announce. So, the thing to announce is 30th of May. Keep an eye on it. You may have heard Ben talking about 30th of May a lot. Yeah, there's a reason we're talking about 30th of May a lot. At least I haven't until right now. 30th of May. Put it in your diaries. What is it with you, Ben, and the 30th of May? 30th, not 13th, 30th, 30th of May. Given the number of shows that me and Ben now have, in terms of game shows and quiz shows that we do, we are planning to do an extended stream of our games sort of interspersed within each other. So it's kind of like he'll do 3, then I'll do 3, he'll do 3, and then I'll do 3. And that'll all happen within the space of either 12 or 16 hours, something along those lines. So it's going to be like a quiz night meets Persephone's Chair Megamix day. We don't know yet if we're going to be streaming on a separate channel to do it or not. But the intention is that we're going to be doing it for a charity. We don't know what charity yet, but it's going to be basically like the 24-hour game show marathon thing, but done virtually through Twitch. And it's all going to be for raising money for some charity. We don't know what charity yet, but we'll decide that in the future. And yeah, it's just going to be a thing that we're all going to do. So yeah, 30th of May. Keep an eye on it. And yeah, it will be a me and Ben doing lots of game shows and things. If you want to make a suggestion for a charity, I don't know whether to do that in my server or Ben's server, because I think Ben's kind of been spearheading a lot of this. He was the one to suggest the idea anyway. So probably best to go over to his Discord to do that kind of stuff. So Child's Play was on my mind to do that. But also we've got the whole COVID situation, so maybe something along those lines would work. So yeah, we don't know what exactly want to do charity-wise, but it's definitely going to be something. And yeah, all of the donations that happen that day, including any subs and bits on that particular day as well, they'll also all get put through to the charity as well. So yeah, an extended game show a game show marathon, but not quite 24 hours, and in a virtual sense. Still want to do the quiz night live thing in person, but obviously with this whole situation happening, that's going to be delayed. It was going to be September. I think it's probably going to be more likely to push that towards Christmas time, so December-ish time. I mean, it could be like we do it slightly after my birthday or something, my birthday being the 30th of November, so it could be like early December or something. So it could be like an early Christmas present. We do Quiz Night Live, but in the meantime we'll do this Quiz Night Persephone's Chair game show, quiz show marathon thing. So yeah, if you're around that day, then yeah, mark it in your diary, and hopefully we'll see you then. In the meantime though, need to pick our final players for our final game of 15 to 1 tonight, and they are... There we go. Those are our 15 players for our final game. Let's go into the game now. Excuse me?
Jack Wilfred from Republic of Key. Lingomaniac 88 from his living room. Poker Joker 811 from the future.
You're from the future?
From Paraguay. Raw Justice from Top 100 Land. Connor M27 from Rose Land. Shadowing
Top 100 Land, then Just Land.
Monkey from behind you. Nato IKH from 3 million light years.
You're behind me? What?
0I164 from a pineapple under the Desirano.
You're not SpongeBob.
Scotland. Duplis Force from United States. And Brickbather from China. Are all here to play Twitch Plays 15 to 1. Introduced by William G. Stewart.
I say, if you're for the future, that's a bit of a distinct advantage for this particular show. All right, well, final game of the night. I think everyone that's here has actually played already today. I'm just going to quickly do a cursory glance over that. Gatekeeper may not have actually earlier, I can't remember. So, simple round number 1, you get 2 questions. If you get both questions wrong, you are out. Generally, in the entire show, if you get a question wrong, you lose a life. So, might as well, the best thing to do is to get your questions right all the time. And to give an answer, you just give the answer in public chat like you may have been seeing earlier. Don't get a question wrong and you'll do just fine, absolutely. And just hope for the question RNG to not give you some ridiculous question on Rick or Morty or Game of Thrones or Harry Potter. So, alternatively, Keith is always the answer, apparently. So, we start off with Gatekeeper 200. You are our first player, and your first question is... Which Beatle led the way across the zebra crossing on the Abbey Road album cover? Who led the way on that famous cover? You probably have a 1 in 4 chance. John Lennon. John is correct. Moving on to Car 7th. George Orwell wrote this book, which is often considered a statement on government oversight. Name the book. Animal Farm, no, 1984, I'm afraid. Moving on to Jack Wilfred. How many countries are larger than Australia? How many countries are larger than Australia? Bloody hell. 4? It's 5, I'm afraid. Going on to Lingo Maniac. In Finding Nemo, what was the name of Nemo's mum? Or mom? What's the name of Nemo's mom? Any clues? Mrs. Marlin. It's Coral, I'm afraid. Going to Poker Joker. What country, should I say, is the second largest in the world by area? We've had the smallest, the largest, and now the second largest. Which is the second largest? Canada is correct. Moving on to Bass Ackwards. Who wrote the children's story of The Little Match Girl? Who wrote the children's story, The Little Match Girl? Hans Christian Andersen is correct. Raw Justice, your question. How many French Opens did Bjorn Borg win? Certainly worth the number guess. How many did Bjorn Borg win at the French Open? 0. 6, I'm afraid. Gonna lose a life. Moving on to Connor. What's the make and model of the tour vehicles in Jurassic Park 1993? And we need it to be exact. Because we've seen this question before. It's ridiculous, this particular question. Again, how this is an easy or medium question, I don't know. It's the 1992 Ford Explorer XLT. Good lose a life. Moving on to Charlemagne. What is the title of the Allman Brothers Band instrumental used as the theme to the BBC motoring show Top Gear? Flora is a good guess. No, Jessica is the answer we're looking for. Gonna lose a life. Moving on to 8 Minky. What is the Roman numeral for 500? D is correct. Natter, your question. The asteroid belt is located between which two planets? Asteroid belt is located between which two planets? Either order will work for me. Saturn VC said, no, it's Mars and Jupiter, I'm afraid. Losing a life, we're moving on to Danny Boy. Your question. What are rhinos' horns made of? What are rhinos' horns made of? Might be technically still true. I guess really the question should have had close, like, with the closest two planets to. Keratin is the answer we're looking for. The same stuff that your hair is made of, I think. It's just, yeah, I think something like that. Moving on to Dazarino, your question. King Henry VIII was the second monarch of which European royal house? And your fingernails, yes, that's true, yes. King Henry VIII was the second monarch of which European royal house? Keith House, no, Tudor. Duplis, your question. What does the yellow diamond on the NFPA 704 fire diamond represent? Flammability, that's reactivity. And Brig Bother, your question. Which famous 90s rap album is commonly referred to as the Bible of hip-hop? Which famous 90s rap album is commonly Straight Outta Compton? It's not a bad guess, actually. Illmatic, I'm afraid, is the answer we're looking for. At the end of the first pass there, a lot of players losing a life there. Car 7th, Jack Wilfred, Lingo Maniac, Raw Justice, Connor, Charlemagne, Natter, Danny Boy, Dazarino, Duplis, and Brig. You've all lost a life. Be careful on the second pass. If you get your second question wrong, you'll be sitting out for the remainder of the game. We go back to the gatekeeper, who managed to get, I think it was the John question right. And it is your second question, which is, in what year was McDonald's founded? Luckily, you're definitely through to round 2, but it's worth a year guess. What year was McDonald's founded? 1969. Not far off. 1955. Gonna lose life. Moving on to Car 7th. You do need to get this one right. Who was the king of gods in ancient Greek mythology? Who was the king of gods? Zeus is correct. We're moving on to Jack Wilfred now. The flag of the European Union has how many stars on it? How many stars on the European Union's flag? 12 is correct. Moving on to Lingomaniac. Against which country did the Dutch Republic fight the 80 Years' War? Which country did the Dutch Republic fight in the 80 Years' War? Germany? No, Spain, I'm afraid. And that's the remainder of your lives out. You're going to have to sit out now. Poker Jugger. What was the final score of the Germany versus Brazil 2014 FIFA World Cup match? 7-1 is correct. Moving on to Bass Ackwards. Which element has the highest melting point? Carbon is correct. Raw Justice. In Breaking Bad, Walter White is a high school teacher diagnosed with which form of cancer? Which form of cancer did he have? Bone, it's lung cancer, I'm afraid. You're out of lives, and we have to say goodbye to Luna, who's very cute, by the way. Connor, your question. What disease crippled President Franklin D. Roosevelt and led him to help the nation find a cure? Polio is correct. Moving on to Shadowmane. What is the oldest team in Major League Baseball? You'll get a question right at one point, yeah. Atlanta. You got the right one. I'd give it to you. I'm not that stingy. I'll give it to you. You probably should have had Braves on the end, but Atlanta is good enough for me. 8 Minky, your question. This Greek mythological figure is the god or goddess of battle strategy, among other things. Name the god or goddess. Hera. It's Athena, I'm afraid. Good loser life, you're still in though. Nata, your question. What is the name of the former country that was succeeded by countries such as Serbia, Croatia, and Slovenia? What was the name of the former country that was succeeded by countries such as Serbia? Yugoslavia is correct. Danny Boy, your question. In what year was the movie Police Academy released? What year was Police Academy released? You say 95, it's 84, I'm afraid. And you're going to have to sit out. Moving on to Dazarino, who had a 1976 hit with the song You Make Me Feel Like Dancing. No clue. Leo Sayer is the answer, and you lose the remainder of your lives. Dupless, your question. In the episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, Survival of the Idiots, SpongeBob called Patrick which nickname? Easy or medium question, apparently. Easy or medium question, apparently. Pinhead is correct. Well played. Well played indeed. And Brig, your question. The LS1 engine is how many cubic inches? What is this? What is this question? The LS1 engine. You say 600. 346. 346. This question balance. How is that an easy or medium question? I'm guessing if you saw the multiple choice answers, it might be easy or medium. But the fact that we didn't see those is like, yeah, okay. Well, that's the end of round number 1.
5 down, 10 to go. And those eliminated are Linkomaniac 88, Raw Justice, Danib 0I164, Dazarino, and Brigbutha. Of the remaining 10 contestants, 2 still have their 3 lives intact.
Cool. Well, 10 players still in and 2 players still with their 3 lives intact as we go into round number 2. Yeah, Brigbutha. It doesn't. This is the weird thing about the text to speech, is it just doesn't quite get everything right, which is quite hilarious actually. So round number 2, we start from the left going round until someone gets a right answer, and then it is nominating podiums from that point onwards until only 3 players remain. So Gatekeeper, it is back to you once again for the first question, and your question is: when did the TV show Rick and Morty first air on Adult Swim? Questions on Rick and Morty once again. When did it first air? 2017? No, 2013. Much earlier than you think. Moving on to Car 7th, your question. How many seasons did the TV show Donkey Kong Country last? There was a TV show of it. How many cubic inches is Rick and Morty? That's a good question, I guess. You say 4. No, it's 2, I'm afraid. You're down to 1 life. We now move on to Jack Wilfred. Your question. What is the Romanized Russian word for winter? Oh, God, now we're on these questions again. What's the Romanized Russian word for winter? Winter. I guess Zemo is the answer we're looking for. You're down to a single life. We move on to Poker Joker. About how old is Earth? I love the about in there. Good luck. About how old is Earth? You don't tell our ladies. 8.3 billion years. No, it's not. It's about half of that, actually. 4.5 billion years. Losing a life. We're moving on to Bass Ackwards. Which type of rock is created by intense heat and pressure? Igneous. No, it's metamorphic. Both are required. Losing a life. Moving on to Connor. Which English guitarist has the nickname of Slowhand? I resign. Eric Clapton. You're down to a single life, Connor. Moving on to Shadowmane. In what year did Texas secede from Mexico? We still haven't got any control yet. In what year did it secede? Sorry. You say 76. It's 35. 1835. Still yet to find player with control. Moving on to 8 Minky. What is the unit of electrical resistance? The ohm is correct. You are now in control, 8 Minky. Please pick a number. Going to number 11. Might as well keep going round. Nata, which country is singer Kyari Pamu from? Which country is that singer from? South Korea? No, it's Japan. It's weirdly spelt, but apparently that is Japan. So, 8, back to you, another number. Number 14, still going around. Duplis. What does the S stand for in the abbreviation SIM, as in a SIM card? Her music is great, is it? I must have to check it out. Subscriber is correct. You have control. Please pick a number. Not cellular with an S. Number 10, back to you, Ape. What was the first sport to have been played on the moon? Golf is correct. You now have control. And number, please. Number 5, Poker Joker. Your question in a game of snooker. What colour ball is worth 3 points? What colour ball is worth 3 points? Where's the cue ball going? It's green, I'm afraid, is what you're looking for. Back to 8 Minky, another number, please. Number 6, Bass Ackwards, your question. What event marked the start of World War II? Generally speaking. Assassination of Franz Ferdinand. No, invasion of Poland is the answer we have on the card here. Losing life. Back to 8 Minky for another number, please. Wrong war, indeed. Number 3, Jack Wilfred, your question. What is the name of the default theme that is installed with Windows XP? The default theme of Windows XP, what's it called? Blue? I mean, it is. Luna is the official title, though, so you have lost the last of your lives. You are out. Back to 8 Minky for another number, please. 2, we're going around again. Car 7th. What's the Swedish word for window? What's the Swedish word for window? And don't say window or Keith. Dave is a Finster or Fonster or how the hell you pronounce it, and you are out of lives. Back to 8 Minky for another number, please. Number 1, Gatekeeper, back to you. What's the nickname of the US state of California? What's the nickname of the US state of California? Golden State is correct. You have control of the number, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still have 8 podiums in. We need to say goodbye to 5 more. Connor, your question. Which company has exclusive rights to air episodes of The Grand Tour? Amazon is indeed correct. A number, please, Connor. Number 1, back to Gatekeeper. Your question. Which city is the capital of Switzerland? Which city is the capital of Switzerland? Any guess? Bern is correct. You have control. A number, please. Going to number 6, Bass Ackwards. How many time zones does Russia have? 11 is correct. That is crazy that Russia has that many time zones. A number, please. Go to 5, Poker Joker. Your question. Where is the area commonly known as the Bermuda Triangle? Be as accurate as you can. We've seen this question before. It's ridiculous. The Caribbean Sea. No, it's the North Atlantic Ocean between Florida and Puerto Rico. And that's the last of your lives, and you have to sit out. Moving back to Bass Ackwards. Number, please. Number 1, back to Gatekeeper again. When did the US formally declare war on Japan entering World War II? When did the US formally declare war on Japan entering World War II? That is not a date, I'm afraid. We're looking for December the 8th, 1941. I would have said 1941 would have been enough, but Taiwan Enu is not, unfortunately, that. And that's the last of your lives. Back to Bass Ackwards for another number, please. We still have 6 players in. We need to say goodbye to 3 more. Number 8, Connor, your question. What was the destination of the missing flight MH370? We have had this as a repeat. Can you remember what the answer is? What was the destination of the missing flight of MH370? Somewhere in America. No, it's not. It's Beijing. Say goodbye to you, Connor, and back again to Bass Ackwards for another number, please. Number 11, Natter. Which US state has the highest population? Which US state has the highest population? It's worth a guess. You've got 50 to guess from. You say New York. California is the answer, and we'll say goodbye to you. Bass Ackwards, another number, please. We're down to 4. We need to say goodbye to 1 more. Number 9, Charlemagne. When was the US National Security Agency established? When was the US National Security Agency established? You say 67. 52 was the year we were looking for. And that is the end of round number 2. And we have just 3 players now. Bassakwards at 6, 8Mickey at 10, and Dupless at number 14. Let's go into the 15-1 final.
The 3 surviving contestants in today's 15-1 final are Zdrok Kasabi, a high school administrator from Paraguay, 8Monkey, a big old dumb baby from behind you, and Toothless Force, a competitive Animal Crossing player from United States.
A competitive Animal Crossing player. Oh, so good. So good, Dupless. Thank you for that. So, we carry over the lives that you had in round 2 as points in this round. So Bassakwards, you have 1, 8, and Dupless, you have 2. You start with 3 lives at the beginning of this round, and we have 40 questions to get through. 3 correct answers gets you control of the game with question or nominate. If you lose all your lives, you are out. So if you're the surviving player, then you get to see the remainder of the questions. Buzz with 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 exclamation marks in chat, and then an answer after that if you are the Buzz-E within 8 seconds. I think that's all the rules to go over. Let's play the final. Good luck to the 3 of you, and here is your first of the 40 questions. In the movie Blade Runner, what is the term used for human-like androids? Bassakwards. Replicants is correct. Next question. A factiod is what? Bassakwards. A fact groups a falsehood. Now you see, I looked this up after the fact, and this has actually been a point of contention on the question writing site of the Open Trivia Database, that this question shouldn't be appearing anymore. So I'm going to go with no judgment either way, because this question shouldn't appear in the system from what they say, and yet it still is appearing. And people keep saying about it being factoid. So I'm going to disregard that question because it shouldn't be there according to the system. So no judgment. We move on to another question. Who wrote the award-winning musical In the Heights? 8Minky. Lin-Manuel Miranda is correct. And I've removed said question by now marking it as used, Egg. That's as simple as that. It's now marked as a used question, so it won't come up again. Next question coming up. What was the cause of Marilyn Monroe's suicide? Bassakwards. Oh, Whiskers. You want to come up? Need an answer, Bassakwards? No, out of time. Drug overdose is the answer. Pills I probably would have accepted, but you didn't answer in time, I'm afraid. But drug overdose was the answer we're looking for. Ooh. Your tail, Whiskers, is a bit damp. Here comes another question. In Star Trek, what is Ferengi's first rule of acquisition? In Star Trek, what is Ferengi's first rule of acquisition? And yes, we do have a Whiskers. Hello, Whiskers. Yeah. Anybody get this one? Do you know the answer, Whiskers? No. Once you have their money, you never give it back is apparently the first rule of acquisition. Never mind, here comes another question. Out of the 3 Tots in Tots TV, who speaks French in the UK version and Spanish in the US version? At least it's an international question. There you go, Whiskers. You probably want some treats, don't you, is what you're up here for. I'll give you some treats at the end of the game. Alright? You okay with that? No one's going for it. Tilly is the answer we're looking for. Not Keith, no. Tilly is the answer. Never mind, here's another question. How many countries are inside the United Kingdom? Dupless. 4, you say, is correct. Next question. Which car manufacturer won the 2017 24 Hour of Le Mans? The 2017 one. Bassakwards. Porsche is correct. Was that a repeat question? I don't know. The F1 season of 1994 is remembered for what tragic event? F1 season of 94 is remembered for what tragic event? I'm sure Fallon Ref is screaming this answer at everyone. Should be saying Matt the Ref, not Fallon Ref. He's changed his name. No one going for this one? No. Death of Ayrton Senna. at San Marino. The death of Ayrton Senna was in 94. There's more than one answer to this. Well, this is the one we were looking for, Matt. But anyway, no one went for it. So moving on to another question. What does GHZ stand for, Dupless? Gigahertz is correct. I had to stop myself from actually saying gigahertz and parsing the question. Here's another question. What is the capital of Greenland, Dupless? Bloody hell, that's some fast buzzing. Nook is correct, and you have control, question, or nominate. 29 questions left to play. Only lost one life currently. 8 Minky, your question. How long is an IPv6 address? About this long. It's 128 bits of data, I'm afraid. Gonna lose a life. Dupless, question or nominate? Meow, to you too. Nominate Bass Ackwards. Your question. Montreal is in which Canadian province? Quebec is correct. Question or nominate? Not that Nook, no. 8 Minky, your question. What is the Romanized Japanese word for university? And I will allow spelling errors in that, as long as you get the word roughly right. Dojo, I mean, it's a good guess. Daigaku is the word we're looking for. I think it's sort of a split of Dai, which is upper, and Gaku, which is sort of school. Those kind of two concepts, that's what makes it up. So you're down to one life, 8 Minky, and Bass Ackwards, question or nominate? Don't say that, just say 8 Minky, Bass Ackwards, and that'll do. Yeah, literally big school, yeah. Back to 8 Minky. The term battery to describe an electrical storage device was coined by whom or what? Doesn't say. The term battery to describe an electrical storage device was the French. Benjamin Franklin is the answer we're looking for there. Not quite the French. When we say goodbye to 8 Minky. Bass Ackwards, you're still in control. Question or... yeah, you're still in control. Question or nominate. You don't have to say that now. I didn't say the message, so you weren't able to do a thing until I say so. But now you can say that message, but you have to say Dupless for us. Sorry about the Twitch spam protection getting in the way. It's a bloody irritation, I know. Dupless, your question. Who wrote the musical composition of Rhapsody in Blue? I believe Ben will be shouting at you if you don't get this right. Who wrote the musical composition of Rhapsody in Blue? Need an answer. Shostakovich is a good answer, not the answer we're looking for. Gershwin is not what we're looking for. Bass Ackwards, question or nominate? You may again have to say something else to prevent... Yeah, Dupless Force, there we go. Dupless, your question again. Which popular rock band has a one-armed drummer? Metallica. No, it's Def Leppard. Def Leppard. You're down to your last life. Bass Ackwards, question or nominate? Here we go again with a nominate, Dupless. Can you survive? Which English county is the city of Portsmouth? In which English county is the city of Portsmouth? Can't you say... Not a bad guess. Hampshire, I'm afraid, is the answer that we were looking for, though. And we say goodbye to Dupless. So, Bass Ackwards, congratulations. You are indeed our winner of this episode of 15 to 1. There are 22 questions left, and you have 2 lives still to play with, so we can get another 220 points plus 20 for the extra lives if you can get all the way, and maybe you can take the number 1 spot on the leaderboard. It might actually not put you on the leaderboard again, because I think I know what the bug is that's preventing you from going there, but I'll be able to manually add it on afterwards. Whiskers, you'll get some treats in a moment. So, Bass Ackwards, you have 2 lives left. Let's keep going. Let's see how far you can go with the remainder of the questions. On which day did construction start on the Pentagon, the headquarters for the US Department of Defense? Which day did construction start? Bloody hell. Good luck with that guess. I'll probably just give you the year if it lists a year. June 20th, 1971. 1941 was the year. Thursday. I don't know if it was or not. Down to 1 life, Bass Ackwards. Here's the next question. What are the first 6 digits of the number pi? 3.14159 is correct. Next question. Alzheimer's disease primarily affects which part of the human body? The brain is correct. Your next question is, in computing terms, typically, what does CLI stand for? There is a definitive answer on this one, at least. Pretty much isn't. Computer locating interface. No, it's a command line interface. You got the interface right. Oh, shit. How many copies? Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. That should have counted as a wrong answer. Whoops. 5. 20.5. I'll take a buzzy on that one. I pressed the wrong button at the end there. Oh, interesting. That's not the bug I thought. Well, you are a surviving player, and you have 51 points, and you are lit up, which means it is working correctly. It should now put you on the leaderboard. And there you are. You are placed in third place there between Jack of Clubs on 71 and Lion TK at 21. Samson sitting there in the lead on 92. Should they not have 41 points then? What do you mean, Jack Wilfred? What do you mean? Should they not have 41 points then? It didn't actually give the correct... I didn't click correct answer, so it didn't actually give him any points, Jack Wilfred. It just went through to the next question. I just pressed the next question button, not the correct button or the wrong button. So I pressed the wrong button. I've got 3 buttons to pick from on here, and I picked the wrong one. So he didn't get any extra points. And, you know what? Let's go through the credits, and then I'll give the cat some treats. Yes, Whiskers. Oh, I am calling it a Night Palace of Terror. I don't normally do streams longer than 2 hours. This one is nearly 3 hours. Wait. There you go. There you go. And you know what? Just for posterity, I'm just going to run the game one more time and show the leaderboard right at the end. I mean, possibly. And thank you for the 10 bits there, Jack Wilfred. There is the leaderboard there as it stands. No, thank you very much for playing, Brig, and everyone else that's been watching along and playing along at home. It's been good fun hosting this, and very different to the other stuff I do, because this one just burns so many questions. Cat cam went, oh yeah, I need to sort that out at some point, don't I? I do need to get a cat cam sorted. What can I do to do that here? Can I do a sneaky thing like this, where we have a cat appear on screen? Yeah, we can do that. We can do that, can't we? Here we go. Here we are. So you get to see cats enjoying treats. There we go. And yes, thank you very much everyone for joining with this. And it's been a bit of a departure for me on this one, especially with the whole, because I need to get so many questions sorted for this. The next time we play, we should hopefully have the a purchased database of questions to use, and then we can use our special questions for the final round. So hopefully the question balance will be a bit nicer, because I'll be able to dial in the difficulty on that kind of stuff. So hopefully next time around we'll play this. I don't know when it will be, but next time around we'll play this, it should be a bit more suitable. And Friday there will be 1 versus 100. The schedule generally, Ben Justice, is while we're in lockdown, it's Wednesdays and Fridays. So yeah, Wednesdays 8 PM and Fridays 8 PM are the general nights I do during lockdown. Before lockdown, it was like every Wednesday guaranteed, and then Fridays every now and then. But since we're also doing dual stuff, those are appearing on odd dates intermixed between as well. I don't want to... The thing with duel is I don't want to make the duels be too frequent in the schedule, so that we actually get to have other people play other games as well. So in this case, what I've done is I had like a mega week of duel the previous week. This one is a duel-less week, and then next week we pick up duel again, hopefully. I need to get around to scheduling that with people. Remind me on Discord later to do that at some point. But thank you very much, everyone. And Whiskers is indeed having the time of my life, especially licking all of the extra little bits and bobs off of my hand as well. Using the other games to cut my teeth before duel debut sometime in the future. And sometime in the future, when that does happen, potentially, if it's a Season 4 thing, yes. We did run a crazy duel royale one time as well in previous weeks, which was just chaos, as could be expected. But yeah, I'll catch you all later, everyone. And do you want to say goodbye, Whiskers, or are you not going to look at the camera? Are you not going to? Can I turn you around? Can I turn you around so you can look at the camera? Meow. Meow. Hello. Can you see me? I don't know if you can see me or not. You can see my hands. Can't see me though. Oh well. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. And yeah, see you Friday for some more numerical action of 1 versus 100. Cheers and have a good night, everyone.